What's up, everyone? Welcome to robnoerr Show. Host Rob Noerr, raiding over from Law and Order. Rob Noerr, half your host over there with the great Ryan Mullally. Always a pleasure to do a show with him. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Please, if you haven't, check out his channel. He's doing great things over there. It's always nice to hear from a lawyer that's not an insane maniac, be able to sift through a lot of the legal cases that we have ongoing. So it's my pleasure to do that show with Ryan, and hopefully you all enjoy it, and we'll continue to do that up through the new year. Today we have the official airing of Grievances. Now, I haven't thought this out too strongly to know who all I'm going to air Grievances about. I thought it'd be more of a stream of conscious thing. We'll be talking political people I have grievances with, personal people that I'm friends with that I have some grievances with. We'll be talking people that personally I just don't like that I have grievances with. Drama, politics, culture, all of it. We're ready to go, man. I'm excited. Sorry I didn't stream over the weekend. There's probably a lot of grievances people have with me, and we'll give you all a chance as well. We do. We keep a Festivus pool in the living room. Prime piece of real estate in the home. Yeah. So I'm going to start reading super chats from the Law and Order show, and then we're going to move right into the show tonight because I got a lot to say, and I want your input on grievances you have with me or with people other than me. I'm not going to be able to bring these up, so I'm just going to read them. Jeff Willard, thanks for being a member for 3 months, says, oh shit, not one step back. Thank you. Speaking of attorneys that I like, our good friend Mr. Ubercross becomes a member and says, I've been absent. Glad to be back. It's great to hear from you, Mr. Ubercross. BobTube TV says, did Ryan give up on Pisco already? I don't know about that. We talked about that a little bit. He seemed he was trying to set up a conversation with him yesterday. It didn't happen. John Rock, $2 says, start. The Jabroni Big Time, thanks so much. $10 says, next show, will you look into the fuckery going on here in Washington? Illegals can get driver's license, and drivers are automatically registered to vote by mail. No possible fraud there. No kidding. Naughty Germ, great as always, $5 says, can't watch Taking the Fam Out to a movie. Wow, I hope it's a great movie. Over on Ryan's channel, Grassroots Hegemon says, the musical equivalent of the Epstein Files is the radio edit of Hit 'Em Up by Tupac, which takes a 4-minute song about 35 seconds. Yes. And then old Joe, $10 says, a down payment for a new Christmas Ankylosaurus for Hank. He'll love it. Big dinosaur guy. We got him this, remember the game Perfection, where you got the little shapes and you put them in, and there's a timer, and you got to hurry up and put the shapes in the slot, and if you don't get it like in a minute, it pops up. We got him like a smaller version of that. He loves it. So he's been playing that all yesterday and today. Now, the way we're going to do this show, like I said, I could tell you that I intentionally set this up as a stream of consciousness, but that's not true. Most of it has to do with laziness, because I am lazy. But also, I think that my rants are very good. So there's probably going to be a lot of ranting tonight about all sorts of things. And so I'm willing to open it up to any person that you wonder what my opinions were on this year or in general. I don't do a lot of the drama streams. Tonight, we'll do it all. Whatever we want to talk about. If you have clips that you want me to see regarding things that I would be pissed about, that could be politicians talking about stuff. It could be people talking about me specifically. What do I think of anal beads? Not a fan. Of course, I've never used them, but I know myself, not a fan. Ben and Grace Thorpe, don't worry, we'll get to them all. Make sure that you get those thoughts in. Meanwhile, I was texting my friends. I do this all the time. I accidentally hit record message. Yeah, I missed most of Andrew's show last night. I know he was doing a little airing of his grievances. What's the deal with Sarah? I don't know. I will tell you how I really feel about Sarah. That's no problem. But what was Andrew talking about that people were He must have said something about Sarah, right? Yes, we'll talk about Brian Shapiro. Don't worry. What do I think about the Roman Empire? Love it. What was on the Sarah segment? Someone break it down for me, baby. Break it down. She's crashing out. What was it about? Damn, I'm sorry I missed it. She's a former stripper and a sex addict. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know about any of that. 1,982 men watching the channel now? No. Uh, Talking about her body count. That I don't know about, but there you go. She's at less than 15K subscribers. Ben Shapiro, yes, we'll definitely talk about Amfest. So the question is, where do you want the grievances to start? Do you want it to start with personal beefs? Do you want it to start with political things? Do you want it to start with people like literally in the chat right now that I have grievances with? Andrew called me fat. I could start with Andrew. I could start with grievances with Andrew. No problem. Did he call me fat? That rotten fuck. Talk about being Andrew's lapdog. We'll save Andrew and company for later. You want the tea? You want to do? All right. I didn't mention hot dogs at baseball games. Fuck you too, Joe Computer. First, let's start with this. My first grievance that I want to is you, the audience. What's up with the lack of donos? Here's a grievance I have, right? Just one day only. But I'm gonna give you just to let you know where I'm going. How is it that if I do a debate where I have a guest on that I think's different and unique and is bringing a perspective that I hope people like, I get shit all for any sort of like financial support? None. If I sit here and I debate for 7 hours, I'll get like $40 a dono, right? I bring Ryan on. Not only am I learning more with legal cases that'll help me in future debates, but I think it's interesting and hope that people do. $25 of donations. 25 bucks? What is happening? The irony is, with the audience here, right? When I'm doing the things that I think people most likely want to watch me for, debates, political opinions and stuff, I get less support than if I pay the stupid fucking whip songs that I absolutely despise. I can't stand the shit anymore. I hate them. I find them really stupid. And those of you in the audience that are like, a whip song, I think you're all a little fucking crazy, is what I think. I think it was a funny joke for like the first month. And now it is old and tiring. And I hate it. And I think it's evident to the people watching that when we start playing them, I hate them. Why play them then? Because that's the only time people donate money. Wade Boggs can have a grievance. That's fine. That's the truth. That's how I honestly, Spiro gets what I'm saying. That's how I honestly feel about that shit. I'll be watching. It's doing good. 380 people watching. That's great. That's great for me. 380 people watching on YouTube. And then I got my own moderators. Rob, play the whip songs. You gotta play those whip songs. Average, play the whip songs. Play the whip songs. And within a minute and a half of playing the first one, 100 people gone. Like that. And I'm like, there we go. There we go. Super aggravating. As someone who does this for my livelihood, I gotta get money somehow. That seems to be the way that's working, and I hate it. So there. Yeah, Gigi says I mute on all songs. There you go. That's how I feel. Feats of Strength, that's tomorrow. That's how I honestly feel about the chat. There's my grievances with the chat. When I'm doing the things that I think the chat likes and that more people watch, I don't get donos. And when I do the shit that I hate and the chat hates and they leave, then I get donos. I don't know what's more stressful, 100 hours work week at the old job or playing whip songs. Yeah, find a way to be a dancing monkey, donate. That's right. I do sound like a prostitute complaining about the trick. That's right. Wade won $300 on Andrew's show. Oh my good. Mm-hmm. And I hate that people complain about the whip song. I hate that too. I get it. You think I don't know? I also complain. See, this is the point. If you hate it so much, put some other songs up to make different styles and let chat pick. But there's 48 styles. How many more? If I put another 50 styles up and let chat pick, you think that would make the situation any better? No. It would just quickly replace the old shit and it'd be the same problem. Same bullshit. Same shit. There's other things about the chat that aggravate the shit out of me and the people in this community, right? But it's not really the chat's fault. It's my fault. Like, for example, I hate how I overreact to people sometimes that'll say shit that I disagree with in the chat. That's not the chat's fault. That's my fault, but I do fucking hate it. So I guess that's more of a grievance myself. Like someone like Level 4 Lobster who's awesome, he'd be like, I don't know, man. I think maybe we shouldn't criticize Republicans. I'm like, fuck you, you fucking idiot. Are you fucking stupid? And then like I end the stream and I'm like, maybe going a little hard there. Maybe that's a little that's a little harsh. And I hope that when I do that, that people are okay with that and they realize like Fight Sports Talk the other night. I was really going in the paint there, man. I was throwing elbows. Fucking neocon, get your fucking ass over to Ukraine. You know? And I hate the fact that people like in the audience like will have they always have like some fucking opinion. I hate that. Like, Rob, when you do these debates, you're too emotional and you need to be more stoic. And then if I do one that's more stoic, I get the comments the other way. Rob, you should get fired up more. Or people will be like, Rob, why didn't you think to mention this? You do it. You go fucking start a show and come up with the best thing to say. Just because I'm like the fucking one of the best debaters out there, yeah, sometimes I'm not perfect and I'll forget a specific point. But half the time, the people in the audience that'll be so certain that they had the right points, when you hear them out, they're full of shit anyways. Why didn't you bring up this? Why didn't you bring up this? Well, that didn't really fit in the context of the argument I was trying to make. Ah, yes, but blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, man. You fucking debate then. You go do it. Seth, like joking better. Didn't even mention hot dogs and baseball games. I thought that I was supposed to be defending hamburgers until the debate started. Hamburgers objectively better than hot dogs, but I still toughed it out. Here's another thing I hate from the audience that's more my fault than yours. I hate the fact that I'm so bad at answering DMs. It is amazing how many people have really cool messages to send me, questions, comments, and I fucking forget to answer them all the time. Then it's like missing homework assignments. They back up. I'll forget to check like my ex DMs, and all of a sudden I look, I'm like, holy shit, I missed like 14. I hate that. Then I'm like, son of a bitch. I hate the fact that when I do a call-in show, you fuckers do the same thing every time. Every fucking time on the call-in show. If the call-in show's 2.5 hours, I'll talk for the first half hour, and I'll be like, here's the topics I want to talk about. And never, like, I'm lucky if 1 out of every 10 callers wants to talk about the fucking topics that I said I wanted to talk about. It's always something different. And then it's always 1 or 2 people will get in queue until the last 30 minutes, and then all of a sudden 9 people will pop in. Then I'm expected to fucking try to get through all 9 of these calls. I hate that. It's shit. That sucks. I kind of resent the fact that on certain topics, it's clear that there are people in my audience that know more. Like GG, I hope in there quick. Yeah, everybody knows when we're talking about like these housing loans and shit in the economy, GG knows more than me, and it makes me look bad. That sucks. What else? General hatred about the audience. I hate the fact that here's my general feeling of an audience, right? Right? And this is maybe just more my misconception, but you tell me if you think I'm right about this. On one hand, people will say, we don't want to hear about the drama. We don't want to hear about drama. But in fact, that is what people want to hear. That is what they want to hear. I'll be like, I'm better than these people involved in drama with them. I don't even want to give them fucking attention to say their name, right? And then over and over, people in my chat, what about Sarah? What about Dusty? What about Destiny? What about Pisco? What about this person? What about that person? And I'm like, oh. I hate that my audience doesn't understand that I probably shouldn't just be rando joining panels on open panels because I'm better than that. And yet still, why don't you jump on this panel? Why don't you jump on this panel? And then I go, and I can't tell you how many times this happens. People tell me to jump on these panels, then I'll set one up. Okay, I'm going to go on Gibbs' panel. Very fucking first thing is people in the chat, why the fuck are you even here? Just leave, Rob. Same bullshit. The stuff that I get really passionate and fired up about, 80% of my audience is like, eh. But if I did a 10-part expose on, some streamer I'm having drama with used to be a stripper, you'd be eating your fucking popcorn. I hate the fact that I never know when to read super chats. And that gets into the next person I'm going to bitch about. My editor, Black Elk. Let's bitch about Black Elk a little. Now, Black Elk knows how to produce a show 500 times more than me. And so it always makes me feel like a fucking idiot when he'll say something like this. Hey, just read the super chats that are like sort of germane to the topic you're talking about at the time, or else when we're trying to edit out segments, It's very stilted and takes more editing if I'm like just sitting here and then all of a sudden I just click on a random super chat and it has nothing to do with anything. See, Imaginarium gets it. He fucking hates that Black Elk guy. So then I'm always on pins and needles like, when am I supposed to read the super chat? On one hand, I'm like, well, I'll wait until I'm done with the specific topic. Then I'll read the super chats. Sometimes the specific topic takes me 15 minutes. Then I'm reading super chats, and it turns out the fourth one down was something relevant to the topic I just discussed. That sucks. Black Elk gets me in trouble with people, right? Like Brian Shapiro, who's sending me nice Christmas messages on my phone because I'm apparently obsessed because Black Elk edited the fucking 15 times that Brian Shapiro came onto my show and put it into nice little compact 20-minute videos. And to Brian Shapiro, oh, that means that I'm obsessed. Maybe Black Elk's obsessed. Maybe that's what's going on. Brief aside, back to hating the chat. Look at this guy. When I'm roasting the chat, someone tells me I should be thankful. Fuck you. You should be thankful. What else do I hate about Black Elk? He's in a different time zone than me. I never know when an appropriate time to call is. By the way, just in case, that applies to everyone that's not in my time zone. Fuck you all. Get in line with my time zone. That's when the times are. Fuck it. I don't care if you're bigger than me or whatever. It doesn't matter. This is the time zone. This is the time zone. I have very little to complain about Black Elk, if I'm honest. He's very good. Black Elk's very good. Unlike the rest of the chat. Here's the thing. I hate the fact that when I reach the goal here, everybody expects me like a dancing monkey to go, goal. And I hate the fact that that reminds me that I'm becoming old and out of shape, and I can't do that as long as I would have been able to when I was younger and like was in band and shit. It's like a dancing monkey. It's like you can take my show now, and there's so many things you could just be like, and Rob talks about some political thing for 15 minutes, and then he does the cold thing, and he does this, then whip songs, blah, blah, blah. It's a big fucking mess. Let's talk about avarice. What do I hate about avarice? Where do I begin? Is there enough time? We could do a 10-part episode. I don't like the fact that avarice actually puts time into the songs that he's making, thereby making me look so much fucking worse. I literally have one song that I just copy and paste the lyrics. Avarice actually puts time in shit, thereby giving the audience the impression that maybe I'll start putting time into shit, which I'm not going to do. That's bad precedent. Avarice brings an energy that makes me look like even more of an old fucking man, which is always great. Half the time he starts talking about things that are his hobbies, like F1 or comic books, I just nod and pretend I know what's happening, and I have no fucking clue. None. At all. Avarice is 45, then he looks better than me too. That sucks too. There's another thing to complain about. Avarice will like do this. You got these banners and stuff, right? So Everest will I'll be talking and he'll click something like this. By the way, donate on Cash App, $robnoerr. But I'm such a fucking idiot. It still shocks me when it happens. So I'll be in the middle of something, and Avarice will notice no one's donated for 10 minutes. So he'll reasonably put that up. And yet every time I'm like, huh, what? Right, like that. And then I'll be like, what was I saying? Which is a big fucking mess. Stop glazing Avarice and call him ugly or something. I mean, why do I have to comment on things that everyone can see with their own eyes? I don't like the fact that I'll stream and I'll be like, okay, I'm tired, I'm wore out. And then Avarice will leave my stream and then go and have enough energy to do someone else's stream. I don't particularly care for that. Is Avarice gay? No, he just had a kid. I don't like the fact when I'm complaining that all I hear about is that I'm complaining. Next, moderators. Are we not men? What a sourpuss. Now, I know I've never seen Are We Not Men's picture or video or anything like that. And sometimes through text, things could get lost in context. But is anyone here under the misapprehension that Are We Not Men has ever had fun one time in his life? I feel like my tone right now, airing grievances, is the norm for Are We Not Men. Are We Not Men's the kind of mod that we could have a night where it's like, holy shit, we just had 800 people watching all night and we raised $3,000. And he'd be like, if you'd have listened to me, we'd have made 3,500. He's able to be mean to people in a way that I can't. I'm too much of a pushover, which illustrates that point even further. And then two people I like, Are We Not Men and Grid, they want to choke each other out. So that's always fun to be in the middle of fucking Grid and Are We Not Men's fucking knockdown drag out war they're having. Now I like Grid, but I am aware, if I'm not mistaken, Are We Not Men shot himself in the fucking hand with a nail gun or something, was still on here modding that night. That's pretty badass. Another thing I don't like. Then we got Zen's forehead. First off, the first fucking 6 months that Zen's forehead was on here, I actually thought it was Zen Shapiro from over on the Crucible and talked to him under that misconception, which sucked. That sucked. And he's always promising weird shit. Oh, for $372, Rob will name his second born child fucking whatever you want. And I have to be like, no, don't say that. That's the thing. Zen's forehead also very sporadic. And so a lot of times when he comes in, I'll be like, oh shit, did I miss Zen saying stuff there earlier? Because he has this way of talking that's he's been talking to you the whole time. I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain. I feel like every time I see him addressing me, it's mid-conversation that I was unaware had started. Achilles, where? Achilles is a mod 180 degree diametrically opposed to Are We Not Men. Achilles says every single time someone donates, thank you for your donation, which makes me look like an asshole because I'm not saying it. Also, it's like schizophrenic with him and Are We Not Men here. You got like one of the gruffest guys and then one of the nicest guys. That's pretty much it. I don't have anything else negative to say about Achilles. Naughty Germ. Newest mod I made. Naughty Germ gives $5 every single time he comes on. If I did 5 episodes a day, he would donate $5 every single episode. Every single one. Sounds good, right? Sounds nice. But I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop or something, right? I feel like at some point he's going to be like, let me tell you about this interesting pyramid scheme that I'm involved in. And I'm going to be like, no, Naughty Germ. Not happening. No one's that nice to donate $5 immediately every time they come on. Something's up. There, you see, Avers putting bullshit up on the screen. As always. Then, of course, I get to my great moderator, EOD. I'd never played Dungeons and Dragons, so I go on to play with EOD, and my first experience was 3 hours in a village trying to fucking buy a bar of soap or some bullshit. I can't remember. Yeah, it's Joe Boober. Does that look like a guy who's interested in hanging around a village shop? I'll be on like some panel, like, you know, Sarah and Dusty and them yelling at them, and EOD will just pop on. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, got your back. I'm like, don't do that. It makes me look weak, EOD. What are you doing? The one positive thing I'll say about EOD is I have blamed all of my failings on life on him, which is nice. And so I'm glad that he is there for that. Truly, one of the world's best punching bags. Just try it. Late to work tomorrow, be like, there's this dude online, his name's EOD. Trust me, it'll feel good. It feels cathartic. Also, for a long time, EOD would set this goal of $1,357 for a stream. And I swear this is true. You can ask, Are We Not Men? Like the first 3 times we made that goal, EOD wasn't here. Like, totally true story. So I don't know what it is. Is he bogging down the donos? I don't know. Next, who else can we roast here in the chat? If I don't get to you, it's not that I don't appreciate you. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. Nico Pluto and Intel Wilds. I lump you both in this. You guys scare the shit out of me. Like, sometimes with you two, I feel like you would like put someone in a sleeper hold and choke them out for like disagreeing with me or something. Really, both you guys are very intense, and I appreciate it. But I feel like if like, you know, we were at DebateCon or something, someone's like, yeah, Rob, I thought you could have made this argument. He'd have been like, ah! Go ahead, watch. Next time you see them chatting, you'll see. You'll see what I mean. Old Joe. Here's my complaint about Old Joe, all right? Old Joe always calls in, very analytic, right? One day I'm being a bit of a smartass talking about how I don't want to debate after the Charlie Kirk stuff, some of these losers on the left. And I was like, you don't know what it's like. I'm putting my face out there. I'm putting my name. So Old Joe calls in and puts his fucking camera on, which was a boss move on his part, but it made me look like a bitch. So thanks so much for that, Old Joe. Yeah. I promise I'll get to all the super chats because I know you all bitch if I don't. Mr. Ubicross, though, for $20 says, what about people that use super chat regularly and just kind of vanished? Oh, don't even get me started, Mr. Ubicross. No doubt vanishing because I talk to other attorneys now. Now that I talk to Ryan and do Law and Order, all of a sudden Mr. Ubercross disappears. I'm being potentially criminal Sean on. Mr. Ubercross, nowhere to be found. People tell me how I need to move on and do this, that, and the other. I'll skip my wife and son. We won't talk about them. But I will move on to some other people that I like. Andrew Wilson. Good luck getting in touch with that dude. Andrew's the kind of guy I'd call you at 3 a.m. and be like, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of tariffs? I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's 3 a.m. What do I think of tariffs? Nothing. I'm sleeping. But I always answer the phone. And then Andrew's the type of dude that'll be getting you in drama situations that you didn't even know. Because I'm like low-hanging fruit that people could glom onto. Right? So, like, if someone's pissed at Andrew and they can't reach him, they know they could fuck with me, and I'm such an idiot, I'll respond. That's why you got fucking douchebags like Brian Shapiro calling into my show. Andrew, right? Okay, called me fat the other day. 2 points, great. But let's be honest. He ain't no Andrew Tate, you know? I'm going to lose weight just to be 1 pound less than Andrew Wilson. So I could be like, all right, now what up, you fat fuck? How about that? Jake Rattlesnake. I mean, what is there to say? I actually pissed me off. I would put, if was doing an award show, I think Jake is the most improved debater I've seen this year. He's good. Jake got very good at debate, which sucks because he already has looks. Leave the debating to us uggos, Jake. Go fuck off back to Australia. And he leans into it too. Like Jake acts like, oh, he knows what he's doing. And he does need subtitles. Yeah, look at that guy. Who else we got? Speakeasy, that fuck. Here, let's make fun of Speakeasy for a minute. How come every time I do Speakeasy show, they find the most fucking insane person and then end up putting me in a one-on-one debate with them like 40 minutes? I had to debate for 40 minutes against someone who told me they were God. After the first 2 minutes, it was clear the person was delusional, and yet there I stood for another 38 fucking minutes. That was fun. Also, just because I don't stay up until fucking 6 in the morning, I don't get a cool little Mortal Kombat avatar character. Fuck you, Speakeasy. I think I've earned one. Now I'm gonna have to stay up late one night just to win. I don't give a shit about the win. I just want the Mortal Kombat character guy. Wicked Wally. First off, I don't know why. I'd seen Wally when I did the arena show, right? But in my head, based on his dad jokes, I just sort of assumed he was at least as fat as me. But no, better shape than me. Then he hands me my first debate L of the year. on a horror topic, takes Jason over Freddy Krueger. And let's be honest, it was a sympathy win. There, I said it. Bam! Just like our good friend Zach Gelpy. Same bullshit. Sympathy wins. Got to throw the fucking plebes in the audience a bone here and there. Here you go, Zach. Here you go, Wally. Some wins on some irrelevant debate topics. Talking about whip songs. I mean, of course, I've already expressed my frustration, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say the number one offender, our good friend Wade Boggs. Wade, my family appreciates the donations you're sending. I'd say I appreciate them, but no doubt I'll be in a nut house and not being able to appreciate it by the end of the year with how many times I need to listen to this. How about Mr. E? Somehow Mr. E still takes it as a point of bragging that he's won Employee of the Month at the Crucible for like 28 months straight when he's the only motherfucker that votes for it. Congratulations, Mr. E. Brilliant. Also, he has to constantly remind me, rightfully so, but it's not his fault and I do appreciate it, what a fucking idiot I am when it comes to everything technologically related. And that fuck Spiro. Same thing with him. Same bullshit. I know they're trying to be helpful, but fuck all that. Did I miss anyone else? In that vein. I like that Mantid is fucking a dude that's a better researcher than me. And yeah, there he is. Great job, Mystery. You fucking nailed it. Mantid's fucking better researcher than me. He's like 6 foot 17 inches or some shit. And a badass security guy. Sort of makes me feel worthless when I'm traveling with the team. You see, in my head, I always had the idea that, like, if shit went down somewhere, I'd be one of the people actively helping suppress the shit going down. But in actuality, I'm just one of the worthless people that needs protecting. Balsania, most useless mod. I would say that, except I know another. And there we have it. There's the roasting of the people I like involved in the channel to some degree. Now, I'll read super chats before people get pissed, and then we'll get to the people I dislike, both on a personal level and on a political level. But first, my good friends Amagad and EOD purchased me this at DebateCon. And so I was supposed to get a case of beer today and drink while I did this, but we'll just have to drink whiskey instead. As we air our grievances. I don't know if I'm a whiskey fan or not. I'm not an alcohol fan, if I'm honest. Not anymore. But it's an occasion. Go ahead, Are We Not Men? Go get some whiskey. Oh, I forgot to roast chair. Yeah, before I get to super chats, this fucking chair. Look at this smug bastard. Everybody loves the chair, right? First off, how do you think it makes me feel when I can put a show up with just the fucking chair and it does better viewership numbers than if I'm on here streaming? That feels great. But then, as always, one trick fucking pony, like everyone else. Oh, all the chairs so funny. The whip songs are so funny. Yeah, it gets old fast. Gets old very fast. Also, I'm going to get a drink. My waters are out, so forgive me. Go ahead. You guys can talk up chair for a minute. I'm sure it has a lot of shit to say about my fat ass. Be right back.
Yeah, screw what this guy is saying. Don't let his rant bring you, the audience, down, right? Don't forget where we come from, right? Hold on, let me remind you.
This is the robnoerr Show. It's not the Rob Show. This is my favorite show.
Yeah, remember.
Because it is my show.
Let's bring up the good vibes.
If this was your
Fuck that
show,
guy.
you'd probably like it more. But maybe that's just because it was your show. But it's not your show. It's the robnoerr Show.
There we go. Bring up the vibe.
Oh, look at this.
This is the robnoerr Show.
He's coming.
It's not the Rob Show. This is my favorite show.
Oh, it's a great show.
Avarice's connection looked all shitted up there, didn't it? All right. What the fuck? Oh, here's another thing. I'm tired of the fucking wires that are down by my chair. They get caught up in the chair. What the fuck? Oh, now it's a blanket. It's my dog's blanket here. Go away, blanket. My dog Dorothy, I have very little to complain about. Other than she ate some garbage at Nana's house and cost me fucking thousands of dollars for surgery, but she is doing well. All right. We're going to go fast to the super chats. Goat Nips, thank you so much for the $10. Really appreciate it. Bandit, always appreciate you, my friend. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. You couldn't even spell Festivus correctly. Good attempt, though. FDNY. I know it's not your fault that now on my channel it does the @ with a bunch of numbers afterwards, but when your name's just letters and then followed by a bunch of numbers, it becomes very difficult for me to concentrate. But nonetheless, obviously Brian Shapiro. Yes, we'll talk shit on him. Bandit again. $2 says, I'm Christian, but a meme is a meme. I agree. Crisco. Can we bring back free trades being seen as extreme? Sir John A. McDonald was right. Only liberals like free trade. Liberals. Thank you so much, Crisco, for the $5. And thank you for always reminding people that I'm a terrible fisherman and don't do fisherman streams. Michael Ruiz, thank you so much for the $5. John, $5 says, draw them in with political, then let that seep into the personal. That's what I should have done. Vita. Also, Vita excellent over on X. Always clipping things, so I'm always a fan of that. $2 says, any grievances for family members? Your own son. Ooh, there's a lot that I could say grievances with my son, but he is the best ever. Let's see if I could come up with one little grievance that I'd have with my son. He's started to tell me when he wants to, on the rare nights when he comes in, to sleep in mom's bed, he'll kick me out, which sucks. He's 4 right now, but he's only got like a year or 2 left of that. And then it's like, tough luck, buddy. I'm not going to sleep in the couch because you had a bad dream. Bandit, $5 says, lack of donos. I've donated 3 times in the last 5 minutes, lol. Seriously, donos are the things that people want you to read in the moment. Yeah, I know. GG, gifted membership, thank you. And then Jabroni Big Time, 5. Mr. B, thanks so much for the membership. Hunter Killer, $2 says, I hate the whip songs, rather hear politics. You and me both, brother. FDNY, $10 says, bunch of bums on night shift. And then Mr. B, $50, what a legend, says, I think the whip songs are cringy, but I'm not going to lie. Same way I like seeing Andrew and Mystery get mad at morons. I love seeing you getting annoyed by the whip songs. Sorry, Rob, spin the wheel. Yeah, later tonight. We'll get to it. They are cringy. Donald Rose, $5. Thank you, my friend. Bandit, $5 says, but how many of those 100 people that left were donating? I say this is someone that checks out during whip songs. Still here after that, but still. Yeah, I know. It's a give and a take. Jason Eager, thanks for the gifted membership and becoming a member. Call me GL, $5 says, if you want that audience, all you have to do is turn left, fella. Oh. Bandit, $2 says, Rob, should do a better job of reading super chats. Oh. Crisco, $5 says, you know what I hate, Rob? No fishing stream. I've been asking for years now. No one cares if you suck, just have fun. AJC, $5 says, my grievance is I'm a day shift listener and I only get 2 days a week on minimum now. I'm fair, but I get the need to focus on self first. Yeah, we'll see. 5 days a week doing 2 shows is a lot, but King of All Pixels, $5 says, I sent you a free logo and never heard back. That is a 0 for the late assignment, sir. JK, love the show. Yeah, I know, I'm an asshole. John, $10 says, this is the best reverse roast I've ever seen and I'm here for it. Thank you, John. AJC, $5 says, a couple of weeks or 3 weeks ago, it was, did someone say Nick Fuentes? Now it's, did someone say Candace Owens? What's next? Epstein Files again? Ha ha ha. Yes, I love the cyclical news cycles. Bandit, $2 says, panels went the way of Dodo with Twitch. I have 4 people watching on Twitch right now. Whoopee! Hey, at one point, that was big numbers for me. Mr. B, $20. Thank you. Says, on a serious note, most YouTubers I follow use polls and noticed you don't do that much. How about utilizing them for more people to vote and stuff? If like you should join panels or stuff. It's something I have considered. I should do it more. You're right. Bandit, $2 says, boo, Black Elk, finally. And then look at this legend. Lavin, $200. Says, I'll tell you what I hate, those pesky whip songs. Down with the whip song. Look at that. Now, as you know, with the $200 donation, I owe 1 whip song. Other than that, they're done with after this. Nice. Lavin, my hero this fine evening. Thank you so much. What a legend. Bandit, $2 says, F. Brian Shapiro, I got Black Elk's back on that. Yes, true. AJC, $10 says, my grievance is we don't blame EOD enough anymore. Even when I'm not watching, I stub my toe, I blame EOD. Excellent. I think Trump should start doing it as well. Crisco, $5 says, panel suck, drama suck, Pisco suck, Radical Coder sucks, Destiny sucks, Brian Shapiro sucks, Ben Shapiro sucks, Liberal suck, Mystery sucks. Pretty good list. Mark Miller, $10 says, Brian Shapiro is an idiot. If he doesn't want to get clipped on someone else's channel, then don't go on. Adam Addit, $10 says, we're the same age. We don't have to let age drag us down yet. I don't have to, I just do. Jabroni Big Time, $5 says, my grievance is when you go, my cat hates it. I'm sorry. Looks like your baby's drinking some whiskey there. Bandit, $2 says, I hate it when Rob goes, go. His mic cuts out. There we go. AJC, $5 says, my grievance is when I first started listening to you to go to the bathroom, we'd hear you taking a piss or wash your hands like, what? I didn't know that. You guys could hear me? Well, at least you know I'm not faking it. I say that to my wife a lot, and I think it pisses her off. I love it. She'll be like, can you shut the door when you're in the bathroom? I'm like, well, at least you know I'm not faking it. She's like, why would I expect you to fake going to the bathroom? You just never know. Jason Eager, thanks for being a member. Says, Manopause is a real thing. Prayers for you. Thank you. Bandit, $2 says, Avarice is a bad dancer to whip songs. Finally, truth comes out. AJC, $5 says, my grievance is when I want to listen to the Academy Award winner Disney whip songs. All I hear is Avarice laughing hysterically and it gets stuck in my head. Well, they did win an award, didn't they? Marky Mark, $2 says, I vote for Rob as Trump's new grievances are. Now we're talking. Bandit, $2 says, we went from 25% to 134%, and Rob hasn't read Super Chats. I'm on it. John, $5 says, we keeping these grievances in the family, though? No, we're going to. Uber Cross, what about people that use the super chat regularly and then kind of vanish? Yeah, we already dealt with you. And then Bandit, $2. EOD's the man. Loyal, willing to be berated. EOD is the man. Unforced Ego, $21 says, whip hater from the start, by the way. Hated the whip before it was cool and was right. For Tome, $10 says, off topic. But if you ever confront Brian Shapiro again, could you ask him why he tells people he disagrees with he hopes they get deported to Gaza if he's so against people saying mean things online? I've never heard him say that, but that's funny. Bandit, $2 says, Jake can't go outside because bugs will kill him. Wow. Chiefs Nation, thanks for being a member. Bandit, $2 says, Rob, there's a volume knob. It's your own fault. I don't know what you're talking about. AJC, $5 says, object. This guy interrupted me while I was watching All My Balls. I love Idiocracy. Just watched it again the other day. Mark, $2 says, did I miss the rant about the stink bug yet? Haven't seen it since. I do have 2 daddy long legs that are up there again now, though. Balsania, $2 says, Rob, can you stop talking and let Chair back on? Sure. AJC, $5 says, my grievance with Chair. He's such a downer and belittles me for not reading out my super chats. You discriminate against me on Chair? Yeah. Wills, $2 says, W Chair and avarice. Amazing. This motherfucker. Wade Boggs. Thank you so much, you legend. $200 says, you know what doesn't get old? Money. Also whip songs. Whip songs never get old. Respect the will. You're welcome, chat. Kokomo, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. And then level 4 lobster wants me to roast Texas next. Here's one thing I hate about Texas. Everybody that's a streamer that's in Texas now acts like you have to be there. What are you doing? You're not in Texas. Why don't you come down here to Texas? You know, down in Texas, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know what? Fuck off. I'm happy here in snow-filled Pennsylvania. Fuck you. All right. You want to do political people that piss me off, or you want to do drama-type people? First, I'll take a little sippy here. Thank you for being good sports, chat, and people I like. Even though I have grievances with you all, you're the best. I'm sure your grievances are worse with me than mine are to you. So, cheers. It's good whiskey. Though, I do have a little bit of chapped lip. It sort of burns like hell. But I'm a man. All right, let's start then. Let's start with the tomato drama, right? Why don't we start there with that whole the Panelverse crew? What's that? The Panelverse, you say? Oh my goodness.
I think he doesn't know the power of the Panelverse.
Oh shit! Not the Panelverse! Oh no! Not the fucking Panelverse! Beware the Panelverse! He doesn't run afoul of the Panelverse! Who could know the great Sarah Tomato? The power she wields, the power of the Panelverse. Yes, the power of the Panelverse. Now, what's there to say that hasn't already been said? First off, as far as like the personal stuff, as far as like sex life for anyone, I'm not really going to talk about that. It's not my business. I'm just keeping it to the shit that I've seen online. So starting with Sarah. Sarah, I understand her and the Panelverse people wanting to keep the drama strong, and I could be seen as a hypocrite for talking about this fine evening, but as you can see, I rarely talk about it anymore because, quite frankly, those people are beneath me. And I'm like, look, I was joking around before. Now I'm telling you the fucking truth. See, the whole thing is, despite Sarah giving me advice on how to debate and this, that, and the other thing, the truth is, she's fucking shit. And I attempted my best to be polite about it, because I don't want to disparage people and cause personal trauma in the first place, but also because she was someone that I saw working with people that I liked. I don't mean working with that I knew their financial arrangements. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about she was a place where people I respected, like Andrew and other people, were hopping onto her panels and having debates that they seem to enjoy. The truth is, we need people that are hosting panels and we need people that are hosting debates that aren't exclusively captured by the online left. But she was never a very good moderator. There were times where it came across as okay. And Sarah falls into the category of many of these other moderators, which they're just absolute fucking dog shit when it comes to doing anything entertaining on their own. That's the truth. She can bitch all she wants about me being a mouth breather and say I'm not a good debater and I'm a whiner and I piss and moan, but at least people will tune in to hear me if I'm talking alone. Who the fuck's tuning in to see what Sarah thinks? She's someone who should have known that she's only as big as the people that she's bringing on as the talent. That's not to say that you can't be someone that's successful doing that, but you have to understand they're there to see the talent, not you. She got too fucking arrogant and thought she could tell me what to do behind the scenes. Let me give you some advice. And one of the things she shows as an example was that at one point I reached out to her behind the scenes like, hey, sorry if it got a little chippy. Yeah, that's called me trying to be the bigger person. That's how people that are trying to be reasonable people act in life. Even if you don't think you did anything wrong, you're like, hey, sorry that didn't go as intended. Try to do better. Her shtick ran thin a long time ago. By the way, like some other people that did similar shit. Anybody remember Prime K's? Remember him? Same shit. I'm just going to do panels and bring people on. Well, eventually the panels get old. Eventually it runs its course. You got to bring something new to the table. As much as Dylan Burns' political shit sucks, at least he brought stuff that was unique to him outside of just the panels. And then the truth is, Sarah couldn't even be honest about what she was doing. I'm not going to go back and relitigate the entire stream she did with Dusty. But the truth is, she was there not just laughing, telling people to come on my channel to fuck with me, then wanted to downplay it later. Say it with your fucking chest. Don't downplay it. You wanted to be the big man, you got treated like the big man. She put her lot in with these people that thrive on this drama and shit. She knew that Andrew was someone that was her meal ticket, but I wasn't as big as Andrew, so she could talk down to me. And I ain't putting up with that shit. So now she can play innocent now. Oh, I wasn't doing anything. I just sat there and, blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a shit moderator, and you were a shit moderator. Let's be honest. She was a shit moderator for two reasons with me the last two times I was there. One, because she sees utility in Connor, because she needs left-wingers and wants an inroad to having bigger left-wing debaters like maybe Destiny. So Connor was worth more to her than me, so she could treat me like shit there. And secondly, when it came to Dusty and them, because they're her friends. That's great. How's that treating you? How those views doing now with Dusty? He bringing him in? And I'm willing to let it go, but you want to put out little unfunny Christmas videos and shit like that about me? Fine, no problem. But I'll just reiterate what I think about you. I think you fucking dog shit as moderator. I think you're someone that tries to rely on the fact that you're a lady so that people want to watch you, but you don't have anything unique or interesting that people want to tune in if it's just you talking. You rely on other people and you even do that job poorly. The only positive thing that possibly you did was connecting people, getting debate times and shit set up. But that's not rocket science. It's something I happen to not be good at or like, but good for you. There's one thing you could do better than me. How far is that going to take you? You have a terrible taste in friends. You're attached to people that fucking want to sabotage you because it gets them a few more clicks. You can't even keep your messaging together post hoc. It was a great thing that you don't have to work with the Crucible. You were looking for a way out anyways. And also, they ruined your life. Fuck you. Truth is, you never really cared for those people. Even with Andrew, you tried to give him advice. And your goofy fucking friends like Dusty and them that gaslit you that, oh, the real reason that Andrew came out guns a-blazing against you is because you're talented and he's not. Yeah, how's that fucking working out? How's that working? Now you're forced to pose with Crucible jackets, just changing the logo a little to try to stay somewhat relevant, and no one gives a shit. Only because I'm having fun doing a little airing of the grievances here in a year retrospective do I even bring it up. I don't think about you much at all. People sent me the clip of the little Christmas video you put where I was a snowman that you called mouth breather. I don't mind the insults. I wish it'd be a little funnier. I mean, could you at least be funny if you suck at every other aspect of your job? But no, you can't even ask of that. You know what the worst part is, Sarah? I'm not even mad at you. I just don't really think about you. You're completely irrelevant. I almost feel bad for you. That's the truth. So go ahead and toil in irrelevancy. And every time you need those couple extra bucks, bring up drama. Because it turns out your Panelverse people aren't bringing in the big views. But hey, that's all right, man. Right? You feel relieved now. Burden lifted. You don't have that terrible burden of, people watching you and donating money. I know that was a huge pain in the ass. So thank goodness that burden's been lifted from you. Now we move on to Dusty. How funny is it that he's sort of put himself up there as like he's somehow some like leader of this group? Even Sarah like deferring to him. I call into Dusty's show. He has to give the permission if Sarah could talk to me. There's a good one to put your lot in with. Look, can you even really be upset at Dusty? Unlike Sarah, he's never had people that were watching him. Sarah at least had people watching her because they were tuning in to see other people. Dusty doesn't even have that. He's not a fucking good debater. I don't think that he's ever said anything that I was impressed from a debate perspective. And as far as the drama and shit, he's blatantly not funny. Even on the night they were trolling me until I responded, one of the trolls that came over had to tell him we didn't do a good job, and he had to pep them all. No, we did great, guys. We did great. Dusty's like watching someone who got held back 4 times and still in 5th grade, and so he's able to make fun of the kids that are younger than him, but he never grew from there. His jokes are fucking horrid. Nothing he says is even remotely funny. I'm waiting for him to say, Rob breathes heavy into his mic. Okay, what are you going to do with that? Well, great job, Dusty. Nailed it. Boy, he's big, tough guy until someone like me or Andrew is on with him, and then it's all questions and this, that, and the other. And Sarah's too fucking stupid to see that Dusty's relishing in it. Because at least some people are saying his name now. Because of the stupid fucking drama. Sure, cost Sarah her channel, but hey, what's Dusty give a fuck? The little crew they have over there that's doing these cope streams every night, it's one of the most laughable fucking things I've ever seen. He openly brags, we're like the homeless encampment next to you guys that have built something. I mean, if you think that's somehow something to be proud of, good for you. Truly, a more pathetic crew of people I don't know that I've seen. But hey, hopefully it works out for Dusty. I love the conspiracy he has, too, that everyone that just watches and donates to me is bots. Brilliant. Yes, that's right. I suppose someone like Dusty that's not used to people watching him would automatically assume that anyone with a little speck of talent that actually has people that want to watch them must be botting because, after all, he tries his best and no one really gives a shit. Who else we got from there? Radical Coder. I mean, it's always nice to have a lefty to kick around, and Coder fits that. Truly an NPC's NPC. I could argue Radical Coder's position any fucking topic like that and do it better than him. But more racist. You're racist. Oh, black people can't be racist. Blah, blah, blah. A woke stereotype 10 years too late. He would have been big shit 10 years ago, wouldn't he? If only he'd chop his dick off, get a nose ring, and dye his hair purple, I'm sure he'd fit right in at a AAA gaming company, ruining the IPs that you really like. But nope, instead, he's just some fucking dude that no one gives a fuck about. But hey, don't worry, Coder. I'll still debate you when I feel like. It's always nice to have someone I know I don't have to prepare for and can make look like a dumbass. Who else do we got in this crew? How about Pisco? Let's talk a little about Pisco. Pisco's someone I actually respect as a competent debater. I know many of the people that watch me are going to be like, fuck him, he's bad, blah, blah, blah. But he can actually make arguments. He's incredibly bad faith. He's unwilling to admit even the most basic of things, like any of the prosecutions against Trump were political. Lest we forget his whole fucking Jamal Bowman pulling the fire alarm thing. But the thing that gets me about Pisco the most is that he's always doing a poor man's Destiny impression. Particularly if you follow his X account. It's fucking pathetic. It'd be like, you have to understand your place. It's okay to be hyperbolic with certain people for your audience. I get that. But Pisco's strength was never that. That's Destiny's bag. Pisco, on the other hand, he's doing this Destiny impression. And then you watch him like interacting with me. He could be like, yeah, fuck you, fuckface, something. No big deal. But he does it to bigger people that he's trying to get to come on and debate him. Hey, Dave Portnoy, would you like to talk about this? And then Dave won't respond to him. Fuck you, you piece of shit, fucking loser, coward, blah, blah, blah. It's like, right, Pisco. Yeah, you got it, dude. People like Bisco think that it's like a sign of weakness if someone like me is like, yeah, sometimes I'm a hypocrite. Sometimes I'm wrong. It's alien to him because he'd never fucking do that. Then Pisco does this fun thing where every time he posts something on X, he likes it and then reposts it himself. Nothing screams more of a I'm desperate for attention than reliking and reposting your own fucking comments within 5 seconds of you posting them. It's good stuff. Good stuff. But I'll give Pisco this, right? At least he's saying stuff that's like people are actually interested in watching. He's actually making progress. More than the fucking Panelverse losers could say, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's read some super chats, then I'll get to some more. Bandit, $2 says, Volume Knob was about going crazy with whip songs. Nate the Eagle, $5 says, Merry Christmas, Robin Chat. Love these roast streams. Thank you. Premonition, $5 says, Beep Boop. Thank you, Premonition. Yes, my bots. Activate Dono bots. Yes, of course. I'll take suggestions with who to comment on here in a minute. How about Destiny? I'm glad Destiny took me off his blacklist just in time to have me come on and crush him in a Russia debate. So he could have a distraction from his personal drama bullshit that's going on. Happy to help, Destiny. But my goodness. There's a guy spiraling out of control. I'll never have the audience Destiny has. I'll never have the money Destiny has. But does that guy seem happy to you? A person that relies on for his relevancy being more outrageous day after day, to where he's become a fucking caricature of what he once was. Not that he was ever great or anything. A hateful little spiteful fucking cretin that gaslights his audience to do vile shit that he'd never have the balls to do himself. You know what the worst part is? There was something about Destiny that made me want to like him. Like his debate style, the fact that he was out willing to debate so many people. But then, once the chips are down, you see what happens. Blacklist. Bullshit like that. Advocating for violence against his opponents. A man who's truly never known. There he is, man. A fan of the establishment. He doesn't know how to take a loss. Unlike me, as someone who's rooted for populists, I've taken losses most of my adult life. Connor. What a fucking fake tough guy. Somehow Connor's more despicable to me than fucking Pisco and Destiny combined. Because Connor's the guy that's trying to claim that somehow he's still like moderate. He's still a conservative. A conservative that says that he wants all that works with a guy who says he wants all conservatives to fear for their life. There's another man of perpetual cowardice. Big internet tough guy. If I see you in real life and you say that I'm a moral coward, I'll fight you. I'll punch you. Well done, Connor. Well done. What a big man. Great job. A guy who has to rely on fake outrage and screaming over you, repeating the same cliche talking points because he knows he can't fucking win a debate on his vile and stupid opinions that he's now forced to have so that he could be liked by the left. Truly a man who's desperately scraping to be seen as the good conservative for any little scraps of that left-wing progressive audience like Destiny's. What a big man. A man that says that you're a coward if you won't go out and use physical violence against fascists in powers, up to and including the most amount of physical violence you could use. And yet then backtracks after he alludes that Trump and others are actual fascists by saying, well, yes, they meet the criteria. They're just not smart enough. Another person intentionally gaslighting audience members. A person that has to wield their faux moral outrage in lieu of actually being able to make solid arguments in a debate. Unless we forget, I shouldn't even bring it on. Person claiming and sent me some amounts of proof to be Connor's brother actually called in the stream to talk about how despised he is within the family. I don't care for Connor, but even me, I'm like, I don't want to hear that shit. His wife talks shit on me online a lot, so I responded. We have a debate. In the debate, I'm like, look, first bring up your wife thing. She talks shit. I know. I told her not to come at you. Okay, great. Then later, when I'm on Sarah's panel, what's he using an excuse for his outrage and threats of violence? That I responded to his wife, something that he previously said months earlier he didn't have a problem with. Because he has to weaponize faux moral outrage to justify his shitty behavior, the fact he has to resort to things like calls to violence, because he has no fucking argument. Represents everything that's wrong with the fucking establishment right wing. I'm right wing and I'm conservative, and that's why I have to work with movements and people that say that all right wingers should be fearful for their lives to go in public. Trust me, bro, it just makes sense. And if you point out the inconsistencies there, I'll threaten to beat you up. Wow. Amazing. Original Hooded You keeps saying, what about North? The dumb fuck Connor fan that called in spurting out that one night? What's there to say? It's the only interaction I've ever seen with him. It was dog shit. Couldn't contain his emotions just like his daddy Connor. Fucking sucks. And we get to Brian Shapiro. I don't know that I've ever seen someone with less self-esteem in the online sphere than Brian Shapiro. Truly a person that has to desperately think he's the most important person in a room. Over and over as he gets embarrassed, he has to say, but I'm bigger, I have a radio show, I have more people that talk to me. Great, Brian. You're losing this argument, though, aren't you? Person who told Andrew that he doesn't like moderators, but trust him, bro. He'd never mute anyone that calls in and has a debate in his show. And then promptly, the first time I interact with him on his show, proceeds to mute me. Person who says he doesn't like it becoming personal, in which he takes it personal. If you ever need to see evidence of what it looks like when you're losing a debate, just watch Brian in every debate he's in where he starts losing, start to make personal insults. Here's a guy, loses a debate to Andrew Wilson, then calls in my show to complain about it, then sets up a debate with me, has me call him, says I don't want to talk about ethics, immediately starts talking about ethics in the debate, gets wrecked, calls back into my show later, gets wrecked, calls back into my show another day, gets wrecked. Each time he decides he's going to make it personal. He's very obsessed with, me removing my shirt for some reason. Then, the dude sent me a text message the other day. Not even shitting you. He sent me a text message. And his message was basically, I'm at Amfest hanging out with Jack Posobiec and all these other people, and you're a worthless cuck that no one cares what they think about. I just said, Merry Christmas, Brian. Imagine this guy, I'm off doing great things. And I'm so unimportant that he literally texts my personal phone number to talk shit. Yeah, I did give him my phone number because when we were setting up the debate calling on his show, he said, just call me, it'll be easier. Oh, there you go. Truly one of the most low self-esteem people. If he's right that I'm a nobody, why take time out of your day to text me and talk about how important you are. It's almost like he's trying to justify it to himself. And then if you're going to make things personal, make jokes, again, have them be funny. Rob, it looks like you have trouble eating salads. No, I eat a lot of salads. Probably too many. Being overweight's not because I can't eat salads, it's because I eat a bunch of other bullshit. Ben and Grace Thorpe, someone said. I don't know much about them. I got the heebie jeebies the first time I talked to Ben. I had heard rumors that him and his daughter's relationship was a little strange. I didn't know. Didn't really give a shit. Never really consumed their content. Then he would call into my show from time to time. Pretty benign shit. Didn't much care. And then I'd heard through the grapevine that he was talking shit about Andrew's family. So he called in one day. I said, "Did you talk shit about Andrew's son? Rachel's son?" Well, click. No interest. Anyone else? Anyone else in that shitty group of left wingers? With the personal drama? The Muslim guy. Oh, that rando guy? What is his name? The clown guy. Twisted or something like that? I don't know. Seemed to be a big shit talker when I wasn't around. Then when I was there, oh yeah, everything's good, it's good. Parker and Dean I've never interacted with. Bunch of sissies. Same with Harry Sisson. Chirpy Cast, that's his name, yeah. First Amender. I mean, First Amender is a dude that terrible debater, absolute terrible. And another guy that wants to go personal. And again, you don't mind it if you're like the blood sports, like old fucking like Ralph retort shit. You know, that's fine, but just be funny. It's just shit. Worst fucking poet I've ever heard as well. Wick. I mean, Wick's a guy that was given every advantage in the world being part of Progressive Victory. I mean, for goodness sakes, he used to have fucking, what's the big streamer's name? The big, like, interview guy? I can't think of his name right now. But you saw him everywhere. He came out of nowhere. It would help if I knew this guy's name. I don't know that he's Russian, but no, not Nick Shirley, not Vosh. Bigger than them. Not Sean Ryan. Why can't I think of this name? Not Konstantin Kisin. Lex Friedman, that's it. Lex used to fucking like donate into Wick's show. He was gaslit by Progressive Victory and still couldn't do shit with it. Wick, classic example of why you need someone trying to be a moderator that's attempting to withhold their bias. Wick's never saw a debate that he can't jump in and then get wrecked. He's fucking terrible. Last time I debated Wick, he's on there with Dylan Burns trying to tell Dylan about shit going on in Ukraine. And Dylan's like, I don't know, man. I've been here. I didn't hear that. And Wick's just hyperventilating and spurring out. RTP, what a fucking joke that guy was. There's another guy. Fucking whine and moan and cry because he talks about someone's personal relationship, and then when someone brings up his, ooh, that's a low blow. Fuck you. Thin-skinned loser. Did I miss someone? Brianna Wu. Brianna Wu. I don't know. I haven't heard from Brianna in quite some time. To be fair, but absolute dog shit. Total fucking worthless debater. I can't do this today. I can't have this debate. Again, another person that relies on perpetual victimhood because they can't win an argument. Hamas Piker, I don't know. Hassan, himbo, attractive guy, intellectually vapid, shocks his dog allegedly. Total coward, won't debate anyone. Say what you will about someone like Destiny, at least he'll debate people. Anyone else in the streaming world? And then we'll move on to political people. But first, Sitch and Adam. I like Sitch and Adam. I do. Adam was just a fucking lol cow when I did their show there a few years ago. They get fucking pissy. They'll sit there and call you biased the entire time, but if you mention they have a bias, they get fucking super aggravated about that. As if somehow just calling yourself a centrist means that you're beyond bias. It's stupid. Myron, I know very little about. Myron seems to be a respectable person in his interactions with people that I like Andrew and company. As far as his politics and stuff, I don't know. I don't really know much. Potentially Criminal Sean I like. I don't have much negative to say about him. Craig, Flat Earth guy, Craig. I mean, I guess he should stick to debating Flat Earth. So far, every time I've seen him go outside that, he hasn't done very well, which leads me skeptical to believe that he's doing a very good job debunking Flat Earth as well. I like Gavin McInnes. Gary the Numbers guy I've never interacted with. Seems like a lunatic. Naoma. She sucked in that debate with Andrew. I've never interacted with her, though. Sonsol. Yeah, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. I don't know. Is that dude still stream? Sonsol, like fucking another dude, like big talker, and then like when I bring up how wrong he is, he's basically like, you fucking dog shit dad. I forget what he said to me. He hopes I lose my kid or something like that. Fucking loser. Here, I'll show you. I said, hey, Sonso, what was the name of the dildo you said you would shove up your ass on stream if it turned out the lab leak COVID theory was not debunked? This was after he talked about me. He said, you want to hear Rob scream and turn red for 2 hours while excusing Trump accepting sky castles? He responds, God, I hope the diabetes takes you before your son can see what a sad, unprincipled, spineless excuse for a man his father turned out to be. You should too for your sake. That was in June. So there you go. There's Sonso. Then he blocked me. Ha ha! There it is. There's my grievances with people in the streaming world. Now, I'm going to go to the restroom. I'm going to come back. Then we're going to talk about even more grievances I have with people in the political world. I'll be right back.
All right, here's where we get to call him out. We're going to talk about people in the political world that we have grievances with, right, audience? I got it. How about that guy? Look at that guy. He ran for Congress. Look at him. See, Chair? What happened to this nicely dressed guy? Right, Chair? He used to dress all fancy like. This political activist here says we're getting into the politics. Right? Hold on. It's even more egregious, Chair. Look at that. Just we didn't think we could find it, did we?
All right.
Oh shit.
What's this guy doing? All right. Political grievances. Number one, let's just in general say every Democrat, right? First off, American Dad, 14 months, says you've come so far in the past year to say never. Thank you. A brief side note, grievances with the donos here that have dried up. What the hell is going on? Casey Putch is running against Vivek Ramaswamy in Ohio. He's anti-H-1B. Good for him. All right. Nobody tell me what. Whatever's do. Yeah. Democrats. Fetterman's been the most reasonable of them. The man had a stroke. Looks like his wife's gotten out of his life to some degree. So he does a little better. The rest of them, truly the face of the establishment. Truly the Democratic Party. Absolute garbage, terrible, worthless, DEI, woke sacks of shit. Truly they hate the groups that they consider oppressors like white people, men, Christians, etc. And those that don't, I know I won't say all because there could be people that don't fit into that, but that's the prevailing voices of the leadership on the left. A group of people that care more about foreigners than they do the citizens of this country. And the only argument they have is Orange Man bad. People that will weaponize your empathy to the point where you and your future will be totally destroyed. But what is there to say? We bitch about Democrats all this time. It's not a lot of grievances to air about them. How about Republicans in the House and the Senate? What the fuck have they done? What have they done? Democrats, I don't have a lot of grievances with because in order to have a grievance, there has to be something that you hung your hat on that disappointed you in some way. Something you need to get off your chest. I talk about that all the time with Democrats. Republicans are out there pissing away all the goodwill of the people that were at their base, like me. How many Republican meetings in Pennsylvania do I have to go to, pushing to get people to vote Republican again for these do-nothing sacks of shit? They're absolutely worthless. And let's be honest, they're part of a uniparty, at least small numbers of them, to make it impossible to do anything. And so that we can never actually have any effective changes that occur. They are the swamp. That's the truth. Trump's done more than I ever will when it comes to culture and politics in this country. He is one of the biggest underdog stories in history politically, winning in 2016, and then coming back and winning in 2024, no doubt. He has good instincts on a lot of things, but my goodness, has there ever been a man that at least optically could snatch defeat from the jaws of victory as often as him? Trump is superpower as he's blessed with the dumbest opponents ever. And yet still, Epstein issue handed to him on a silver platter, tells his own base to stop supporting him, that it's a Democratic hoax, thereby giving Democrats 2 fucking years of being able to partially leak out anything they want, making Trump look like he's a bad person. Trump has one of the most powerful men in the world on his side, Elon Musk, and he gets in a fucking fight with him. Brilliant. Democrats come out bloodthirsty after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Not only is Trump unable to keep that in the news cycle, he then comes out and gives away any moral high ground he had by ripping on Rob Reiner after he was killed. Giving the neocons what they want. We'll bomb Iran. We'll bomb Venezuelan boats. Not so much the rest of us that voted for him. Pam Bondi might be the most worthless sack of shit in a Trump cabinet yet. In both of his administrations. What the fuck is she doing? What is she doing? The Epstein file debacle. She's breaking news stories 6 months after John Solomon breaks them in the news. She can't beat the statute of limitations on charges with people like Comey. So she has Lindsay Halligan fill out the paperwork. She's dog shit. What the fuck was Susie Wiles doing talking to Vanity Fair? What was that? 11 times you sat down with a media outlet that you knew was going to fucking bury you in the administration, and then you claim, oh, I just didn't know. Then see ya. Why is it that average fucking people on the street seem to have more of an intelligence about how to deal with the media than the fucking people in these administrations? Let's roast Bongino. What's there to say? I think Bongino probably means well. Whether it be because he wasn't allowed to or he was incapable of, he didn't drain the swamp. The culture at the FBI has not changed. Not yet. And so he leaves failing. No two ways to slice it. Unless there's something being worked on behind the books that we don't know about. I won't hold my breath. Kash Patel, more interested in fucking paying lip service to his girlfriend, suing people for defamation, and doing fucking press conferences than actually doing something worthwhile. Why don't you arrest someone? Why don't you release some shit that's unredacted? Pathetic. How about the whole Turning Point debacle? America Fest. We watched one of the best of us get assassinated and the left cheer in unison. And we can't get our shit together to stop picking fights with each other. Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Vivek Ramaswamy, Ben Shapiro. And the list goes on and on and on. J.D. Vance, at least, had the best speech there, saying, look, now it's time to come together. But Candace Owens, let's call it for what it is. I'm willing to keep an open mind, but the best evidence at this point seems to be Candace Owens is making bank talking about unsubstantiated conspiracy theories. And that's fine. I don't begrudge it. But it's helping the left. That's what's happening. If she's right, fine, she's right. Doesn't look that way to me. But if she's right, fine. That's what matters most. But if she's wrong, brief side note, I love these people too while we're airing grievances. Anonymous shit talkers. They want to talk about things totally irrelevant to what I'm talking about. You want to talk about my delusions and about Trump being a terrible human being. Why do you give a shit about... I brought what up? What did I bring up? What did I bring up about terrible human beings? Cope harder? Am I coping? Would you like to call in? That'd be a nice nightcap here. I could bitch about Trump day after day after day. And some anonymous fuckface like this, well, why don't you bitch about Trump? Trump's an immoral person. He's a bad person. You sound like a bad person. Cowardice? That doesn't sound like something to be proud of. Must be a Brian Shapiro fan. But I want to talk about Trump's moral qualities. How about that? By the way, a sack of shit that's never had to answer once for the moral failings of all the people that he votes for. Or better yet, this is the same sack of fucking shit that'll be like, I'm moderate. I'm not Democrat. So I'll say that the people you support are immoral and you have to answer for their immorality, but I don't support anyone ever. And so you can't question me and my supporting of people and why they're immoral. Are your feelings hurt? Is your feelings hurt? Is that grabbing by the P word thing still getting under your craw? You still feel really sad about that? I'm sorry that some soy-filled fucking piece of shit like you is offended. Go fuck yourself, I guess, coward. The Rumble thing screwed up because I tried to schedule 2 videos tonight and it didn't play to either of them, and I don't know why. I've never done that, scheduled 2 videos at once, so something about that must have. I noticed he disappeared. Elbows! Merry Christmas, Rob, from us. Thank you. Adamat, $5 says, I don't think Bongino or anyone else could really change the FBI. It's a job we set up to fail if he wants to work within legal boundaries. Probably. How about Vivek? My number 1 choice for the primaries there. Trump. I thought he would be better than Trump. Then he goes off last Christmas about this H-1B shit. And now he's out there, you know, what's the term he uses? Legacy Americans or heritage Americans. Now, here's the thing. He's not wrong. For example, If your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather fought in the fucking Revolutionary War, and you're like, death to America, I hate America, are you American? I mean, maybe legally, but does your claim to fucking historical heritage make you an American? In like a moral sense? Probably not. But what he fails to realize is that's not the issue. Yeah, there are people making the claim I can trace my ancestry back to the founding of this country. And should that mean something? Sure. But is that it? No. But it does mean something. But the real criticism isn't that, it's the opposite. It's the people that want to come here on a fucking H-1B like Vivek wants, and then reward people of their ethnicity by also bringing them over and promoting them to jobs, that want to talk trash to us and tell us what it means to be an American. Fuck you. That's the problem. Yes, I agree, Vivek. Not everyone that could trace their ancestry back to the founding fathers should be allowed to speak I'm the most American. Totally agree. But maybe the people that are first or second generation ought to shut their fucking mouth and lecturing the people about what makes a real American. How about that? Shut up. If we take Vivek's example and turn it on its head, wouldn't that mean under his interpretation that person on the H-1B that's granted citizenship's just as American as me and you, even if they're anti-First Amendment, anti-Second Amendment, doesn't matter. There's no some person that's more American than others, right, Vivek? And here's another grievance I have. I'm tired of fucking pretending that there's not an assault on people of European ancestry. White people, Christian people, men, fuck you. Tired of it. We sit back while the rest of the world tells us how bad we are, how we don't have culture, how everyone else is more American than us and more British than us and more insert. Fuck you. We're tired of it. I supported Vivek. Wasn't racist. I did not support him. I would have voted for the man for president. Hell, if I lived in Ohio, I'd probably still, if he's in the general, I'd vote for him. But don't act like this bullshit. H-1Bs, we just want... America is more than just cogs in a machine. It's not just who could make the GDP go higher. Vance is probably the best option we have. It's a shame if people won't vote for him because who he's married to. Well, then we'll get the left. Who doesn't have ties to surveillance companies? Want to take a look at who they donate to? I've asked this many times. Name me the candidate. Who's it going to be then? Name it. Yeah, Rubio? Who is it? Who are you guys voting for? There you have it. Voting for no one. That'll learn them. I used to say this to these hippies I knew. They'd always tell me that shit. The key, man, is just take yourself out of the structure, man. That's the key, man. Just don't be involved in politics. I'm a little older than probably a lot of you. So this was during W. Bush. And I was like, yeah, you want to know who supports that decision by you? Bush. You're right, guys. You go listen to your Fish albums and leave the fucking power structures to us. You showed us, man. Woo, boy. Good work. You don't think DeSantis had people, tech people that were behind him? I like DeSantis too. I'd vote for DeSantis in a heartbeat. He might. JD Vance is my number one. DeSantis would be close though, and we're far enough out. Alex says, being an American is about your faith to the Constitution and furthering the American culture. Can't get behind this right is right stuff currently going on. Everyone else is right, though. Hindu is right. Black is right. Hispanic's right. Just not white. No white culture. Nope. If you come across here and you say, hey, I'm an American now, then you're just as American. Okay, so just to be clear, Alex, if every single Somalian publicly says, yes, I'm for the constitutional values, they're all Americans? That's it, right? That's all it takes. Anyone around the world that says, yes, I believe in the First and Second Amendment, I believe in the constitutional values, they're all American citizens, correct? It would be shameful for us to say that there's something more than that, right? No, I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. It's just a backdoor excuse to allow people from a bunch of countries that don't share our culture to be able to come in as long as they say the right words. Not buying it at all, though. Yeah, Rubio could run for president. I'm not saying you can't be a person of color and be American. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the idea that in our hatred of white people, that we say, no, 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 it has nothing to do with people that can trace their ancestors here, because that's what it is. It's just unabashed hatred of white people. That's why people say, that's why Vivek's saying it. That's what it is. I'm entitled to what you have. I probably, maybe much later in life, I would run. By no means do I think this is a white only country. I don't. But I'm tired of pretending that it's just all you have to do is say, I believe in the Constitution, and now you're an American. They have to prove that they're dedicated. Right. Like AOC, like Ilhan Omar, like a million others that I could show you. So we just, as long as they're willing to work. Someone in India right now says, hey, I'll do that job that American's doing for $1 less. Sure, sure, sure. I love the Constitution. I'll come over to work. Yep. Hey, you're an American, bro. There you go. Now, there's more to it than that. I'm not saying it's just white people. I am saying the majority of the people that make this criticism hate white people. Not everyone, but the majority. That's what it's about. We know it. Or is it just coincidence it's the countries that were founded by white people that it's the only countries in the world this happens to? We're not supposed to notice, though. Britain for everyone, Scotland for everyone, Ireland for everyone, United States for everyone, India for Indians, Japan for the Japanese, China for the Chinese, Canada for everyone, Mexico for the Mexicans, Israel for Jewish folks. Just the United States, though, and these European descendant countries. Yeah, I know. Get him, Japanese PM. What was I supposed to say? Israel for the Israelis? And here's the problem, Alex. I don't doubt if you were in charge, things would be different in a positive way. But the same rhetoric you're using is used by the people that want to import people from around the world to change the demographics of this country. They'll say, well, hey, if they believe in American values, what's the problem? And if you're like, okay, I guess, they say, and these people do, and you say, no, they don't. Too late. We gave them citizenship, and you already agreed if they believed. We just had a disagreement on what those values were. Too late, though. Too late. Can't kick them out now. Why? As long as the Muslims, why would you say that? As long as Somalians believe in the Constitution. Who are we to keep them out? You mean there's something more to it? That's the argument. Then as soon as you're like, no, wait a minute, maybe there's something more to this country than just saying, yeah, I believe in the Constitution. Yep. Now I'm here. Now I'm American. As American as you. Who are you to say you're more American? I've been American for 2 days. Who the fuck are you? No one's more American than me. We're all the same American. Yeah, that sounds like bullshit, is what it sounds like. Again, this isn't me saying only white people are being American. That's nonsensical. Of course I don't make that claim. I'm not a white nationalist. But it has to be something more than just anyone who says they're an American and comes across and says, sure, I'll work hard, I'm an American, then they're an American. There's got to be something more to it than that. There has to be room for saying, yes, people that have a historical claim to have been to this country since its founding. We do say that that's something special. We don't just write it off as like, yeah, but Vivek's been here for a couple months, so, or someone like Vivek. Devil's Raspberry says we should spend most of our time complaining about the right instead of exposing the irrationality of the left and normies. Well, it's a little bit of a special show here tonight. But in general, you're correct. That's why the vast majority of the time I'm talking about the left. Yeah, but it won't, Alex. The problem is you've already conceded the argument that the left needs. Being an American has nothing to do about ancestry, nothing to do about connection to the land whatsoever. Here's a test. Pass the test. You're an American. When they're in charge, they'll say, we'll just monkey with the test. There. You've agreed. You agreed to the premise. Now we'll set the test up to make sure the people we want to get in. Half this country's Democrat. Do you think they'd pass the American test that you're suggesting if they were foreign born trying to get citizenship? Nope. And yet, those states and those people, when they're running the federal government, will set that test up. So those are the exact sorts of people that you get. I could accept it if there's one other country where it goes the other way that's not of European ancestry. And it's funny. I could accept it. But there are none. What is someone like, what is my son supposed to do? His country will be anyone who lays claim to it's allowed to come. They'll also be allowed to stay at their countries of origin or the country that they share ancestry with. My son will have no such country. He'll only have this, which he's obligated to share with people that have vastly different beliefs than him, that come from vastly different areas. But he'll be obligated to share. And every other country that would share his lineage also is obligated to share, but not the rest of the countries. They don't have to share. I agree. I don't think ancestry guarantees it. I'm saying it has to be some sort of combination of the two. There has to be more than just you pass the test, you say the right things, you're American. There has to be more than that. That's right. That's why we need to start to push back and say, no, we're not going to be open to a fault and say anyone that can pass the test can come. Nope. There is something about the people here and the citizens here. You're right. You recognize that it's a problem, and yet you want to give the premise to continuing the problem. I don't think there is an obvious solution. But I know this. Having someone like Vivek Ramaswamy lecture the rest of us could kiss my ass. Fuck you. How convenient. Someone that wants a bunch more of Indians to come over on H-1Bs is going to lecture people about why your heritage doesn't matter. Fuck you. Not buying it. I'm willing to listen to the argument, but not from some dude like that. Just saying. Having said that, a lot of what Vivek says I liked. I mean, he talked about disbanding the FBI, you know. I'm down with that. Well, maybe. The answer to one extreme is not going to the other extreme. But this is like an argument I had with Ryan Mullally. So if one side's like, we're playing for keeps to erase you, we want you subjugated by us. But if you tried to defend yourself in your groups, we'll say, whoa, that's not the answer. Okay, then what's the answer? Compromise with the people that want to wipe us out? Great. And again, I don't think I'm being extreme. I'm not saying this is a country only for white people. And that's what'll happen. Vivek's going to lose deep red Ohio. And Alex, you're going to have to do a little reflecting and go, maybe not the smartest idea to criticize heritage Americans in a heavily white, blue-collar state like Ohio. Maybe it wasn't a great idea to tell them that they watch too much Saved by the Bell and that we need to import better Americans from India. Maybe that was a bad move. Just saying. Well, again, I've argued against the white nationalists. I don't believe that. I don't believe this should be a country exclusively for white people. I don't. And there are people that are already here, and I don't think they should be rejected, that have been here for generations. I don't. But I'm tired of pretending that I can't look and say, yeah, you know what? No, fuck you. I don't care. No more Indians. How about that? No. Sorry. Or very few. We're tired of bringing in people in huge masses from cultures that are so different than ours. Yeah, Eric Kish says, I'm against white nationalism too, but the other side's making a strong argument. Again, I'll never be a fully white nationalist, but I understand why people go that direction. And it's because even reasonable people on our side are like, well, if you're white, you can't do that. You just have to leave people shit on you. There's nothing you can do. Anyways. There's my grievances for the night. Anyone else that people would like me to bitch about? Look, as far as the politics go, there's a lot to bitch about here. A lot. However, I'm not black-pilled. I barely said anything about Candace Owens. A little bit, but the chicken tikka masala, yes. Well, that's just it, Rasa. So many of these programs made sense if used judiciously, but as soon as you have the program out there, then it gets exploited. So then you have no choice but to say, you know what? No more. Oh, I'm not black pill. That's not it at all. Think of where we're at culturally. J.D. Vance just said in his speech the other day here, tired of a country that could denigrate you for being white. That's great. I don't have grievances for the swamp. I tip my cap to the swamp once more for being undefeated. They're fucking crushing it. Gotta tip your cap. Mitch McConnell, what's the point? He wouldn't understand that I was roasting him. The guy should be in a fucking nursing home, enjoying time with his family. Yeah, and things on a high note. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So, listen. Republicans suck. Trump makes mistakes. But my goodness, are we at a culturally different place right now with the Overton window switching than where we've ever been in my entire life? Part of it's because we need to be, but people are moving that direction. And it's not just here in the United States. You see it happening around the world. The establishment, they're taking a little bit of a body blow right now. And that's good. And it's cliche, but I say it all the time. All we could do is push for the political ideology that we want and the candidates that we want. That's all we could do. And that's what we are doing. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. Right? I'm going to go to church. I'm going to be a better husband. I'm going to be a better father. I'm going to try. I'm going to be a better streamer. I'm going to be a better political advocate in the new year. I'm one of the luckiest people that have ever lived. And despite all of the grievances that I've aired tonight, what do I really have to be upset about in life? Obviously, the first portion, complaining about my mods and people on the channel and people in the chat, is tongue-in-cheek. I've one of the greatest audiences out there. It's tremendous. I got a bunch of people in this space that I support and that support me, which is awesome. We live in exciting times. What more could we ask for? Most of all, I'm thankful for my wife and for my son, who are just absolutely tremendous and make it so easy to wake up every day and to realize how lucky I am. And even, the political stuff, true. And I have serious grievances there. I do. However, when you see like the personal drama stuff, all of those people, I stand by everything I said about all those people. I do. However, if that's the extent of the drama I'm involved in, that's next to nothing. And I'm happy for that. I'm absolutely happy for that. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate you, man. So, I should be streaming tomorrow evening. I'm probably going to take the daytimes off this week. So tomorrow evening I should be streaming, though I'm not sure. I had a debate potentially set up, but I think I might be going with my in-laws to pick up my brother-in-law at the airport, and then we might be having dinner. So I don't know if we'll be spending the night there or coming home. And I didn't want to. A debate's different than a show, because a show, if I don't make it, then that's just me. A debate, if I don't make it, then I screwed over a moderator. I screwed over the person I was debating. So, Socrates. $5 says, what more can we ask for? How about the Penguins never going on an 8-game losing streak again? Sincerely, Shayla Ryan. I hear that, man. Call me GL. $5 says, we can all agree the best part will be in 28 for DNC debates where they get to choose a candidate the first time since Obama. Hillary Joe didn't win primary. Maybe they'll just install someone again, huh? It'll be funny. Now, before I go, I owe one whip song. These great, fantastic whip songs that I love the most. They're the best.
Hey!
I have to do it. Wade Boggs paid $200 to bring more whip songs on, and none have came on since. Oh,
Gregorian.
boy. Gregorian. What am I doing here?
I'm out. Out goes the audience.
Yeah, it's all right. We get it. All right.
We don't wanna go to war today, but the Lord of the light says nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march on.
I hate this song. Oh, Mr. B disagrees.
Isn't that like the big drums?
What's that?
I think it has the big drums. See, right there.
Is that it? We did it? Oh, my goodness. Not quite dead. $20. Merry Christmas to you and your family, Rob. Thank you.
So
Yeah, we didn't talk shit. Here's something I forgot. Here's a grievance. Mickey Blue Eyes, $2 says, this is my 4-day-old daughter's first whip song. Well, congratulations. 4 days. You're home now? That's great.
Fantastic.
What'd you think about like everybody talking shit on Jake Paul and Andrew Tate? They lost their fights.
I mean,
God.
they're stronger than me. So
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like I get it. Like people are like, well, the guy Tate fought, he didn't seem that impressive. I mean, they are professional fighters. Every one of those guys would whoop the shit out of me like that. So it's like I have a difficult time sitting there and mocking someone who loses a professional fight in the sense of like, you know, that somehow makes them a sissy or something
this is
like
why
that.
I don't really watch it. I stream it for people, but I didn't watch it. Like I just went off and watched Rust videos because I'm like, yeah, I can shit on people in Rust. I'm like, I can debate, I can like moderate these. Like I can properly judge these videos. Speaking
Yeah.
about properly judge, right? So so we were speaking of grievances, right? And we unanimously came up while you were away on your pee break. We're wondering as a unanimous vote here to as a grievance, as you will, why you no longer come to work dressed nice, fancy like Rob.
This is
Look at
wow.
look at or that. Look at that.
Where
Look
did
at
you
that
find
fancy
this?
Rob.
Was this where I ran for Congress?
This is look at that. Yeah.
Wow.
So we want to know why
Where did you find that shit?
you no longer do that. And on top of it, so if we could just one last thing to bring to light here. You also never we realized as a unanimous group again where you got all your Rob Noer imagery from, right? We figured it all out.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna open this file here, and I mean, obviously, we see where it came from.
Oh, yeah. You like it?
Yeah. So,
That was it. That was it, dude. I lost some weight, didn't I, from back then?
so
I still got I still got a shitload of business cards from back then.
At first, I thought I was looking at Zach Gelpy. No,
I do look, yeah, just a little bigger. Me and Zach, yeah.
I was just looking for a tiny hat.
You like the little sweater vest and the suspenders? I love that shit. I enjoyed that was my look. You got to vote for a guy in suspenders. That was my thinking.
I
didn't
no longer dressed fancy anymore.
I work with the Crucible now. I don't have to dress fancy,
And then to start our grievances, for the rest of our audience, the last of the grievances is the length that's been taking so long for the gift shop.
Oh yeah. Yeah, not good. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying my best. Not really. I can't say that.
See, now we're coming back at you.
Now there's grievances on me. Yeah, that's fair. Where's my dang merch? Yeah, I know.
Look at this was a unanimous. It was a poll. We did it in the back end.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you get a haircut, Ambrose? You look good, man.
A lot of people are saying that. Yeah, a lot of. I also got called LGBTQ plus dildo with this haircut during a debate. It was fantastic. So
wow, they went not just with LGBTQ.
They used the G
but
word,
also,
yeah,
but also
they call me gay.
Wow.
Is that a whip? Is that a whip? I think that's whip money.
I'm not going to Epstein. Or I'm not going to Reddit.
Wow.
Let's see. Bat Fricker says, $50. Thank you. Someone found out that a lot of the Epstein files weren't properly redacted. Link in your DMs. And then it's to Reddit, which I don't know. Reddit. Copy the content. I don't know, man. It's telling me to do some copy and paste things. I don't know. Crazy though, if true. Well, you could go to the thing they link and just copy and paste from the redacted part and reveal what was there. There's apparently more. Oh well. All right. I do owe a spin of the wheel, I guess.
That's
Wade.
a spin.
Oh, look at that. But no, Bat says no whip. Well, well, well.
Oh.
I'll check it out though, Bat. I'll see what I can find.
Oh, we were shut down. I've never seen a shutdown like that.
That is great. Wade's
Look
got to be
at that.
fuming. Wade's got to
Oh
be
my
fuming. It's
lord.
like, what? What's
He's lying, is what Wayne Boggs is saying.
That's great. That's wonderful. Many of the redacted PDFs from the Epstein files aren't actually redacted. They just have black boxes drawn over the text. The underlying data is fully extractable. Oh.
You know, I don't understand.
I will check it out. I will.
I don't understand the whole Epstein file redacted stuff because it's just covering up body parts of normal people too. I don't get it. It's just like it's basically a Playboy album with a censor bar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh no. Shoreline Skirt, thank you so much for the $100. It was a terrible, god awful song. What a legend though. Thank you, man. Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Where there's a whip, there's a way.
Yeah.
Wanna go to war today, but the Lord of the Lash says, nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way.
Here's the best part. It's the best part, right? Here it comes.
Where there's a whip, there's a way. Left, right, left. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Left, right. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more. For we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war.
Such a good song.
Yeah, it's something. Thank you so much, Shoreline Skirt. I hope it was everything that you wanted. Call Me GL says Kiwi Farms has it on the Epstein 2025 thread. No, I don't want to pick up drapes with you. Unless you were like in my town, I guess. But chances are you're not where I live.
Drapes.
You know, a special trip somewhere to pick up some drapes. We're only $46 away from 1,000. That would be nice. And we're doing less. Now listen, I do want to be clear here. I'm gonna do less streams here until after the holidays. But that's just because of the holidays and I'm spending time with family and stuff. But we're hitting the ground running. I got a great series coming up that I think you guys are gonna love. Night, Alex. Nice hearing from you, man. So I'm gonna set up a lot more debates that'll be coming up. Plus, we got the Word War stuff.
Yeah, I got imagery for some of the new stuff you got coming up. That was really cool.
So I want another Disney. I don't know about that. I mean, you can always donate $100 for a different song, or for no song, or whatever. You know,
And I don't think. I mean, if you stream on Christmas, you're not probably going to see me. I'm on the road that day, so
Yeah, I don't even think I'll be home. Well, I will in the morning. Everyone's coming over here, and then it's always tough for a kid, man, right? Because your kid, ooh, they get all the presents, and they're all excited, and then you're like, come on, we gotta get in the car. And it's like, but I just got all these cool presents. I want to get in the car. I want to play with all the cool gifts, you know? Sorry, we gotta go visit people, you know?
I got the infant. So
Yeah,
all the family wants us to go everywhere.
Andrew is not doing word board, but I am still doing the first event. So yeah, you guys should go to Word War and meet me there. It'll be a lot of fun. There you go. Call me GL's he's gonna get the goods. Bat Fricker or call me. DM me if you see anything very worthwhile in there, and I will try to look at that myself. Though I gotta be honest, I'm a little bit lazy. I gotta think. I feel bad not doing this debate tomorrow night. I should have fucking did it. But I just don't know. I might not be able to stream because you know how flights are. If it's delayed a little, then we're probably just going to stay at my in-laws' place. But if everything goes smoothly, I should be getting home around 8:30, 9, which would give me like 5 minutes to prep for the debate. So I just told him, let's push it to some other day. So what is this? Talking trash, pretending like I'm not ready to call in, then ignoring me is pathetic. Guess I'll have to call in next time. Where did you comment that you were trying to call in? Anybody see that?
I don't even know who that is. Who's that man? 6488
Like 40 minutes earlier in the show.
commented 2 times prior. Man, look at he barely pays attention to what I can say. What makes he pays attention to everything in the chat.
10, 15 minutes ago. All right, let's see this. Let's see
I accidentally pocket dialed him and he didn't even pick it up. How rude of him not picking up my pocket dial.
All right, let's see. Channel activity.
Dude, I don't even know what that guy's talking. Like you didn't even, did you offer a call in?
Yeah, earlier.
Oh, you did? Okay. I went over to Speakeasies really quick to go talk trash to the
had
panel.
to get a charger ready to call in now, clown boy. All right.
Do you want me to drop a link?
I'll drop the link to him. You go ahead. I'll talk to this guy.
Fantastic. I'm going to the back. Like Rosa Parks.
Took you long enough to get a charger, a big man. If you like me wrecking these people that call in, please send some super chats. It's always my pleasure. By the way, we're only $46 away from 1,000. That'd be all right. Is it one of these? How much we taking bets on? This is just someone that's wasted my time. We'll sit here and wait for 10 minutes while he doesn't click. And then when I'm like, all right, everyone go, he'll go, I was about to call in. How much you want to bet? I too am aggrieved by this caller not calling in. Nope, not unless someone donates. Oh, all right. That we will do then. Oh, wait. but we'll wait. There he is. There's the tough guy. How you doing tonight?
All right, let's start with all the copes here. Number one, I voted for Trump. Number two, Trump started multiple scams. Number three, he's very complicit in hiding Epstein's cover-ups.
Okay, why did you vote for a guy that did multiple scams?
Because I voted policy over morality, so your morality arguments are relevant.
Okay, so then what's your complaint with me?
My complaint with you is that you seem to give Trump way too much credit.
In what way? How
I
many
actually
times do you
agree-
watch
I
my
actually-
show?
To be fair, I actually am a fan of yours. I've listened to tons of your debates, but I take very much of recent issue with your takes on Epstein and stuff.
Okay, so like, how often do you watch me?
I haven't watched you recently over the last month, but I've probably watched you every other week.
So you take
For 2 years.
umbrage with my recent takes on Trump Epstein when you're admitting you haven't listened to me for the past month.
I know your take on Epstein. Every time I've tried to talk to you in regards to Epstein, you play your 1 minute clip.
What? So what's my take?
Your take with Epstein is you don't like the way he's handled the Epstein files so far, but you don't think that he's complicit in any criminal activities.
Yes, I don't have proof that he's complicit in criminal activities. Give me your proof.
My proof is I don't have proof. My proof would be the preponderance of evidence. The
Okay.
same proof that you would have on
Uh-huh.
Biden.
So, and what's the preponderance of evidence? What is it that Trump did? What's
Well,
the
it would
crime he
be-
did?
Okay, let's just go through some of these things. I don't have my notes out right now, but I have a whole page of notes.
Just
that-
tell me that you could go through anything you want, but tell me what the crime you're alleging that he did was.
Okay, at minimum, let's just say, like, to be the most generous, I would say that Trump is, at this point, complicit in a cover-up
Of what crimes?
of the crimes of trafficking children and
Okay,
the justice
so-
for the victims and the people going to jail for it.
Okay, so the FBI currently has evidence that specific people traffic children. Trump knows of this evidence and is refusing to allow it out.
As of an hour ago, there were around 12,000 files. There's multiple conspirators. They had evidence for a search warrant, and they did not pursue further action against these people.
Okay,
even though they
show
were
me the
considered
evidence.
to be conspirators.
Go ahead.
There was 12,000 files that were just now accidentally released. I don't
Okay,
have the
show
files
me,
with
show
right
me,
now.
no, show
You'll
me
have to look
some,
into it.
show me somewhere in the. So your argument is you're complaining about me because files just broke an hour ago while I was streaming that I haven't seen, and that somehow
No,
makes me a bad person.
No. I thought that was the most relevant to my argument. Given the
Okay, so then we
context
could
of it.
dispense of that. Next,
What do you mean?
we could dispense of your criticism for me for not knowing these files that dropped an hour ago.
No, I think that your criticism should be in regards to the preponderance of evidence and regarding Trump.
The preponderance of
Not
evidence.
the co-conspirators, but Trump in particular.
The preponderance of evidence I have is I outline the most likely scenarios of what I think Trump's doing, and I don't think that that necessarily means he's complicit in a crime. I said that probably what he's been made available by the FBI. Do you believe, yes or no, that the FBI used Epstein as an asset?
Yes.
I don't believe that the FBI held on evidence to incriminating themselves.
I think they did.
Okay, proof?
They got rid of it.
That right, which would mean they didn't hold on to the evidence incriminating themselves.
I genuinely I can't know for certain, but I'm going off of probability that yeah, they probably.
But you just said you thought they got rid of it.
I thought they did get rid of it, but that doesn't mean I know they got rid of it.
Would the preponderance of evidence, in your opinion, be that they got rid of it or not?
I'd say they probably got rid of it.
Okay, then why's Trump at fault?
I think Trump's at fault because he's called it a hoax. I think Trump's at fault because.
Well,
he's
no,
best friends
wait.
with
That's
Jeffrey Epstein.
different. I've said that. I've criticized how Trump's handled it. The only way that Trump would be complicit in a cover-up of the crime is if he's been shown evidence of this crime and he is actively covering it up. If the evidence isn't there because the FBI destroyed it, how could he cover it up if he hasn't seen it?
Well, if he was complicit in the crime, then he would know that those crimes existed. He wouldn't need that evidence.
But that's begging the question. You're like, you assume he is complicit in the crime, therefore he must know about it. But the way that he's complicit in the crime is that he knows about it and is covering it up. That's cyclical. You can't you can't have your accusation be the proof And when I say, okay, what's proof of your accusation? Be like, well, the accusation.
Well, I have an entire page of notes. I'd have to get my notes out and everything to debate, to be fair in my own argument. But like, once you know a certain amount of things, it's hard in hindsight to explain each thing.
Well, no, I don't. Well, if you're talking about each specific action Trump made, maybe.
Yeah, like I think there's a strong case in terms of probability that.
But you have to give me something other than, well, I have notes, but I don't have them.
Okay, so or like something in regards to like.
Your argument is that Trump. I've already said Trump's handled this very badly. You seem to go a step further. Your claim is Trump knows that there were crimes, and he's intentionally like, no, cover this up.
Well, we know that Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein are convicted of crimes that are involved in child trafficking, correct?
That's true.
Okay.
They were convicted. So how's Trump covering that up?
We know that there's co-conspirators as of an hour ago.
Okay, well then you can't criticize me for what was. You can't criticize me for what you're alleging broke an hour ago while I was streaming and didn't see.
Okay.
So how could you criticize me for that and saying you've seen the coverage and you're disappointed?
Okay, my coverage is the fact that you're giving him too much benefit of doubt and his morality.
What benefit of the doubt am I giving him when I said it's probably the worst political blunder I've ever seen?
I agree that it's the worst political blunder you've ever seen, but I still think if you had to choose between Biden and Trump in morality terms, you would choose Trump.
Maybe, but it's irrelevant to me. I voted on policy. I think Trump cheated on his wife. That's shitty. If I was voting on pure morality, I'd vote fucking Jimmy Carter or something who's dog shit, right? I wasn't voting on morality. Would you say that Trump's more moral or less moral than Biden?
Certainly less moral, even though I think Biden is.
Why? Because of the Epstein files?
Epstein files.
Wouldn't Biden have had access to the exact same files?
No, I agree that Biden also is probably complicit in some weird activities given.
Okay, so then it's a wash on Epstein.
Ashley Biden diary.
It's a wash on Epstein. Both had access to files. Both covered it up according to you. Okay, next. Why is Trump more immoral than Biden?
The difference between saying nothing about it and then saying you're going to do something about it and never do anything about it, then gaslighting your entire audience saying that they're not. I
don't know that that's necessarily different in covering up the crime. If your argument is both of them are aware of these crimes and one said before he was aware, I'm going to expose it, and now that he's aware isn't, and the other just covered it up, that's both covering it up.
I know, but one's attacking, like one's gaslighting to the extreme, one's saying nothing. I think there's a different,
I don't think it speaks to their morality whatsoever. I think that covering up sex crimes of children when you have proof is immoral. The one guy saying, trust me, bro, there's nothing there. And the other guy saying, I'm not going to say anything about it. Both of them are actively covering up. It's that act that's worse than their words.
But when you call it a hoax, then you're disregarding the victims that have been. I mean, that's definitely not fair.
Is there a chance you're wrong?
In terms of what?
And the chance that Trump has personally seen 10 co-conspirators and is actively covering it up?
I'd have to go over my notes again to come to the conclusion of that.
When did you make these notes?
It was months ago.
But you said the proof just came out an hour ago.
Yeah, this is just evidence to my preponderance of evidence. Like this.
Okay, so this evidence seems to be the smoking gun. 10 co-conspirators that Donald Trump actively covered up for.
I don't know if it's 10 in particular, but I do know there's at least a few. Les Wexner's one of them.
Okay, Les Wexner. What does this evidence suggest about Les Wexner?
That he was complicit in activities with Epstein.
In what way? In what way, though? That's what I'm asking.
I'd have to read the files, like I said, by case.
Then why would you bring that up? But you were like, I've seen the evidence. I've seen the proof.
Yes, I agree. I have seen the proof, but just because I can't recall at 12:51 at night from months ago doesn't mean that I'm not correct in my preponderance of evidence.
Well, again, you haven't presented any evidence other than saying I've seen shit. And I'm like, what? Well, it's in my notes, and I don't remember.
My whole issue was a general question in terms of Trump's morality. It wasn't just in regards.
No, that wasn't that. You've already said. Did you know that Trump was an immoral person when you voted for him?
Yeah, I thought he was I thought he was.
Okay.
To be fair, I agree. I agree with all this. My only issue with you is that you disregard the Epstein with a 1-minute clip that you that you
No,
clipped
that,
from,
that-
like,
what
6
I
months
do
ago.
is people like you want to say Epstein, 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 Epstein. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you have new on it? Well, I've seen some shit. Okay,
Well,
what?
hey, I'll be
Well,
glad
I
to
don't
call
have
back
my
in. Hey,
notes, but trust
I'll
me, I've seen. So I get tired of dealing with people like you that constantly just wanted to say, well, what about Epstein? I'm like, well, I handled it so poorly. Ah, yeah, but what about Epstein? Right, I did like 12 hours of show about how poor. But Epstein? So eventually I got tired of people like you. And my guess is, do you think Mossad had something to do with it?
undoubtedly, yeah.
So you were probably like, it's the Jews. It's Epstein. That's probably the shit you were saying over and over.
Well, do you think there's evidence to that?
There
or
you
you
have
think
it.
it's just
And so I
no?
got tired of dealing with people like you that were bringing nothing new to the table.
What do you mean?
That
Do you
just
think
kept
that
saying,
there's evidence to that?
Jews, Trump, Epstein, Jews, Trump, Epstein. And I got tired of dealing with you. I'm willing to talk about it. I'm willing to say, show me the evidence. You call in, you're like, I don't have it. I have notes somewhere.
I do have notes. Let
Okay.
me call back in, and we can go over each point.
So we
and then
could
we'll
we
do some
could
progress
talk about it
progress.
again. We could talk about it again. How many hours do I spend on
did
this
I
before
say-
it's sufficient for you?
The reason why I called in was morality on Trump, and Epstein was one of my supporting factors for that reason. It had nothing
Where have
to
I
do
ever
with
said
going
Trump is
down
a
this rabbit
moral
hole in
person?
regards to Epstein.
Show
but
me.
I will.
Show me. If
Huh?
your criticism to me is that I don't say that Trump's immoral, show me where I've ever said that.
I don't think that. I think that you give him too much morality in terms of his patheticness.
Where?
I would
Where?
argue he's way worse than Hunter Biden, way worse than Biden, way worse than any recent Democrat I can
Why?
possibly think
Explain.
of.
Okay,
in
so
terms
let's
of
do Biden.
morality.
Let's do Biden specifically. In your estimation, both covered up that Jews controlled Epstein to sexually traffic kids, and they both
wait.
covered up the evidence.
I
Okay.
want you to answer a quick question. Do you think that there's sufficient evidence to believe the Jews were complicit in that?
No.
That's good.
Next.
We'll go over
What's your-
that.
what's
I'll
your
call back
evidence?
in. We'll
What's
go
your
over that,
evidence?
I promise.
What's your evidence?
Well, Jeffrey Epstein's relationship with the former prime minister.
Okay, he had a relationship with the former prime minister.
Strong relationship.
Okay, he had a strong.
Roommates
Let's say they were
relationship.
best men at each other's wedding. That proves that Israel was what, controlling Epstein to sexually traffic children?
No, there's a million connections other than this. It's not just that one connection. I'm just going
Well,
to
give me another example.
I'd have to pull out my notes.
You got to have your notes.
I have
You
tons
got to
of
have
notes.
those notes. This
I
is
do.
it's such
It's
an
been
important
months since I've
issue.
talked about this. You want me to go down a rabbit
It's such
hole
an
or
important
something?
issue to you. So let's get this straight. Your issue
It's
is
easy
this.
for you to
This
sit here
is
and
such
ask
an
what-
important issue. It must be the most important issue because you watched me. You asked me to the point of you've seen me for hours talk about the problems I had with Trump and the Epstein files. Yet you still kept bringing it up in the Jews. Right? Then you mention again on this show, you agree with everything I'm saying. I just give Trump too much credit because I won't talk about Epstein and the Jews. And I'm like, well, what's your proof? And you're like, well, if it was
Okay,
me
wait,
and this
pause.
was the issue that I was so hyper-focused on, I'd at least be able to recall some of the information.
Okay,
At least.
well, wait, pause. I called in months ago in regards to this.
Really?
this
So you
isn't
had
a fair-
months to continue to ruminate on it.
No. I just randomly got back on this show. And
Ah!
you started talking about Epstein again, so I started talking about it as well. I have my conclusions drawn from evidence from months ago, just because I haven't.
You just
about
don't remember what they are.
No, but I can call back in. We can do.
I
it
don't
whenever
need you to
want.
call back in. You got
We
your
can go over
opportunity
the
now.
evidence.
You got your
refuse to
opportunity
look at the
now.
evidence.
I'm
A
listening to
rational
the
person
evidence right now.
alone-
Where are your notes?
All right, give me a minute.
Looking for the notes. Do. Any bets on if Jews also killed Charlie Kirk to this guy?
The answer is no, really.
Really? You don't think the Jews were involved in that?
You like put me in all these boxes, but it's just
That's
Britco.
true. I do.
I'm too rational. Sorry.
It sounds it.
All right, these are just summaries of the fact.
We're gonna right now. We're hyper focused on Jews.
No.
Had Epstein
No, did I
traffic.
ever bring up
That's
the Jews,
the
or did you?
right. I promise we'll give you an opportunity to talk about everything you want. But let's start on issue one: that the Jewish people, the Israeli government, was controlling Epstein to have him traffic children. You have proof of that.
I think that there was collaboration between intel agencies in regards.
Just show
to
me the
Epstein.
proof. You got your notes now. Just show me what you have.
I'll just read what I have. I have more notes.
Give
than
me
this.
the
This is just
section
some
on
notes.
Israel.
I don't have it separated. We'll just go through everything I've
No,
written
no,
down.
no, no. This isn't just let you talk for 50 minutes. You made a specific accusation. Thumb through it. Find the sections you have in Israel. We'll start there. Then we can move on to other stuff.
Okay, we'll find something.
Okay. Now, what I know is that Epstein's father-in-law had connections to Israeli intelligence. And then Epstein was buddies with someone in Israeli government. That's all I know of, though. And I don't think either of those are proof.
I didn't say proof. I said that I would go off.
You said the preponderance of evidence suggested.
Evidence isn't proof.
Okay, but just saying this guy knew two Israelis, if that's all you have as far as evidence, that's
Okay,
weak.
wait, we can't pretend like just knowing being best buddies with the prime minister is a normal activity.
I agree.
We can't pretend that there were victims that described the cameras inside of his estate as if it was they were recording for blackmail purposes.
Okay.
We can't pretend like there wasn't sufficient evidence that both intel agencies don't want this to be like clearly no one wants
What
this to
I
get
don't
out.
understand. So literally, or it's what you're trying to tell me is I believe that there was filming for blackmail, and because Epstein was friends with a high-level person in the Israeli government, I therefore believe the Israeli government was telling Epstein to record him having sex with people having sex with underagers.
All right, let's just go over some of this schizo stuff I wrote down.
Israel.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
What did you ask me? I'll answer your question.
Israel. Is that the connection you have? He was connected to someone in the Israeli government, and because you believe that there's evidence that he was recording people having sex, this is sufficient proof to you, circumstantial proof to you, that the Israeli government was instructing Jeffrey Epstein to film people having sex with underagers to blackmail them.
If you want to be like really generalized, like if you want to really generalize it, then yeah. But
That's
like,
it. That's the only proof you have that Israel was connected.
No, that's like an extraordinarily simplistic view on it. But yeah.
But
sure.
I'm asking then for the additional proof that Israel was connected.
Okay, here we go. I'm just going off of what I have.
If this isn't you talking about Israel, I'm uninterested.
It's about Zionism, and
Okay.
it's about billionaire Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, and the profuse Zionist, disappears from yacht 1 week after being accused of being a Mossad spy for multiple journalists.
Okay.
One of these journalists was the Pulitzer Prize winner Seymour Hersh, one of the best journalists alive at the time. The official reason that he died is that he was peeing off of a yacht and had a heart attack. During his funeral on Mount of Olives in Israel, multiple Israeli officials, including the the current prime minister and Israeli president, attended.
Okay.
Okay, so he had extreme connections. Ghislaine Maxwell, mind you, not just Jeffrey Epstein. So we're gonna
his wife. That's what I said. His father-in-law was connected to the Israeli government. Got it.
And himself.
Okay,
So
he had friends with someone that was
That's
in the Israeli
crazy.
government. Got it.
He was a multi-billionaire who we still cannot track or understand as to why he is.
I don't understand why that's proof that Israel's involved. But
No,
go ahead.
we're just saying like, where did all this power come from? That's just a general question. Okay, so we got.
Did you mention that Robert Maxwell also worked for British intelligence, French intelligence, and Soviet intelligence?
Yeah, he wasn't a profuse patriot for those countries, was he?
Well, define profuse.
In regards to Zionism.
Define profuse.
Dedicated.
So how do you? So you have evidence that he wasn't dedicated for the French, the British, and the Soviets.
I'd have to go down. You're asking me to go down all these billion rabbit holes.
You're the
with
one making
my
the
general
claim.
notes at 1 o'clock in the morning.
You're making the
that's
claim.
A fair thing to do at all. Like you can sit here and poke holes in these little generalized statements.
You're
but
making
I'm
the
bringing to
claim.
you general evidence. Huh?
You're making the claim.
Yeah, I know, but you can't just keep picking apart every little. Like,
yes, that's what. If I,
okay,
that's exactly. Isn't that exactly what you're doing? You're picking apart every little claim of the official story. Isn't that what you're doing?
Yeah, but you have to, and this could be one of the. Okay, let's just say this: if this is true, if Trump is complicit, is this not one of the biggest cover-ups in all of U.S. history?
It depends on what he's complicit in covering up.
Let's just say bare minimum. He knows that there was child trafficking.
And he's intentionally covering up for people that he knows.
Huh?
He's intentionally covering up for people that otherwise would be arrested. He's seen the proof that like Bob Smith over here had sex with a kid and he's intentionally covering it up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
How
terrible if
severe
that's
would that
happening.
be?
That's very bad.
Yeah. So like in a sense
So let's
of
see your proof.
no, in something that's severe, there has to be lots of details, as you say there should be. And I'm giving you general details right now, given the evidence that we were given, but I
But
can't
that's
give you
but
all
that's
the details
your first
right
comment
now.
about
Just 1
Israel. You
second.
just have what I already knew. The
Yeah, but
Epstein
I
was
didn't
connected
want.
to people in Israel. Okay. Well, therefore,
I still have more notes, but sure.
give me the notes on the connection to Israel. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, Les Wexner, a profuse Zionist as well, owned Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works, etc., was Jeffrey Epstein's #1 client. He was completely tied to the Israeli government. Now, if you want me to go through the evidence of that, I'd have to find more notes
Let's
for
assume
that,
that's
and
true.
so
And
on and
how does
so on
that?
and so on.
How does it? So this dude
Okay, wait.
Wexner.
Here's some proof. Here's some proof of the
Okay.
Wexner Foundation stated goals are all centered around Israeli Zionism.
So Epstein's goals, is that what you said?
No, Les Wexner.
Okay, let's assume
So everyone, let's just say everybody around him. Like I could keep going probably if I have more notes, which I probably do. A
so
lot
far
of
we
people.
got father-in-law was an intelligence agency for several places, including Mossad.
And
He
was
was
a very
friends with a
high-ranking
guy. He was
individual.
friends with the guy in the Israeli government. One of his friends and client, Les Wexner, really liked Israel.
Who is a multi-billionaire.
He's rich and he likes Israel. Okay.
Okay, and their stated goals were to help Israel. The Wexner Foundation.
Wexner wants to help Israel. Got it.
Yeah. The Wexner Foundation paid GOP messenger Frank Luntz to recommend that the U.S. should assassinate Saddam Hussein in 2003.
But again, all of this, like, do you think I love America?
No, I think that you are a good person. I really don't.
But that's what I'm asking. You think I
just
love
got mad at you in the
America
moment.
and that I care about the interests of America?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, if I'm connected to someone that does something heinous, would you say, isn't it suspicious that robnoerr talked oftentimes about loving America? I think the American government was involved.
Well, if you had multiple like high-ranking if you had the president and stuff at your funeral or at your father-in-law's funeral, if you had multiple billionaire connections of people that were profuse Zionists, I mean, if you had victims that collaborated that were also like backed up the statements saying that there clearly was a blackmail ring.
But again, that's
if the guy
that's
himself
not
was charged with child trafficking, it all
that's
just
not.
seems to make
Listen,
sense. You know what I mean?
it could is this a possibility that Epstein had friends that were in the Israeli government, and that Les Wexner really liked Israel, right? And that they were fuck faces that were blackmailing people for their own interests.
What interest do you think those would be?
Well, let's see. Do you think money would be an interest? To get a bunch of money by saying, hey, rich guy, you just fucked a kid. Now give me money or we're going to release this tape. The same interest that the Israeli government would have. That you can make people do shit if you have evidence of them doing something really shitty.
Repeat that. Sorry, you cut out.
The same reason. What incentive would the Israeli government have to have these blackmail tapes?
I mean, blackmail over world powerful people with something as heinous as
okay, so why wouldn't you have to be a member of a government for that blackmail to be useful? Couldn't you also be the member of a corporation, or couldn't you be an individual that could also use blackmail to empower and enrich yourself?
Yeah, but if you became mysteriously wealthy, I would assume that it probably came from something that.
But again, but you see, like you're just putting multiple things in that aren't leading to the conclusion you're saying. You're like, well, he got wealthy. Okay,
well,
fine.
Like
how does that prove the Israeli government did anything?
I know, but
how do you know it wasn't the British government? How do you know it wasn't the United States government? How do you know it wasn't the Soviet government?
Well, I don't think he had no connections to those as opposed to the Israeli government.
You don't think he had connections to the U.S. government?
Do what?
You don't think he had connections to the U.S. government?
I think he did.
Okay, then how do you know Israel was involved and it wasn't the U.S. government?
I think it was collaboration.
But how do you know that? How can you you're just assuming?
Well, wait. Let me show you. Let me tell you some evidence in regards to how he's connected to the U.S. government. Okay.
But this is Okay, that's fine. But what does this have to do with Israel?
I never brought I didn't say this was all about Israel. Israel's the problem.
You
That
said that the
Israel.
preponderance of evidence showed that Israel was basically complicit. They were telling Epstein to film this shit and then using it. I'm
I think
unconvinced.
I don't think it was solely Israel. I think it was Israel and the FBI.
But it's just your hunch on it. You don't have any evidence.
No, some of this evidence can point to that conclusion, or it could point
No, I
to
don't think that this, like, again,
like you can't we can't pretend like this is all normal and all this stuff I just read is like totally like everyday stuff.
I don't
This
think
stuff
that
is crazy.
anyone that's super wealthy, like, you could do this with any billionaire. You think it's normal that someone like Elon Musk has in his phone number the president of France? Yeah, probably if you're a billionaire. Sure.
Well, okay, but was Jeffrey Epstein convicted of being something earlier in the 2000s?
In
The answer is
2008, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm saying that like there was people that still hung out with him profusely after that.
That's true.
And there's also rumors and or evidence that Trump in specific emails met with him post 2008.
Show me.
They were in the files prior.
When?
They said that he met in one of them. I don't know who it was, but they were asking if Jeffrey Epstein was going to be on his cabinet.
Was this the infamous
email
he
sent
spent
to Jeffrey
Thanksgiving?
Epstein.
He spent Thanksgiving his first year in the White House with Epstein?
I don't recall. I don't remember.
That's
exactly.
the fuck. Because if you believe that, I got a fucking bridge to sell you. If you believe that somehow he ditched all the press in the world and somehow snuck out for no reason to risk while
There
he's
was multiple
president his
instances.
first
It wasn't just
Thanksgiving
your
at the
one.
White House to spend with Epstein.
No, I there's multiple emails in regards to that. It wasn't
Show me.
just
Show me
one
one.
email. It wasn't just your Thanksgiving.
Show me an email that suggests that
I
Donald
can't pull it
Trump.
up right now. I'm on this call.
I don't believe you. I think that this is something that heavily would have been brought up by Democrats. I don't believe you.
No, there was two instances. It was the one you're citing, and another.
That's obvious bullshit.
And I would wait. Also, just to get like a decent idea of what you know in this case, what was the reason? Do you think Trump parted ways with Epstein because he was being weird with someone in his Mar-a-Lago estate? Like, do you actually believe that was a legitimate reason?
The evidence seems to suggest that Trump eventually had a falling out with Epstein, in part because he didn't like the behaviors he was doing.
But he contradicted himself saying that prior to.
Do you believe victim Virginia Giuffre that said that Trump had nothing to do with it?
In her case, yeah.
Oh, so it's just the other case. Can you name me the person other than the one that recanted her testimony later that's accused Trump?
Well, we have very little victims that have come forward to speak about any of this.
So no victims. You're just assuming that Trump was involved with this.
When the whole world, like, let's just say it is true, when the entire FBI, like Mossad and everything is being backed, the world's most powerful people have blackmail and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Why, in what world would you come forward in that case? This is peak power.
I mean, that's true. And I don't deny that. And obviously you would expect people like Trump, the people that would be like blaming other people would be the people you'd want to look at, right?
Repeat that, sorry.
Like, that's true if that was true. And if you're someone like, you would want to look at the people like Trump that are blaming other people, right? Like the people that are loudest saying, it was Clinton, it was them. Those are maybe people you'd want to look at, right?
No, yeah, I think I think this is bipartisan.
Like you.
In what way?
Like, you're the exact type of person. I think that maybe you had something to do with molesting underagers. That's why you call into a show like this and throw the scent off yourself by accusing other people, because you're involved.
How?
What do you mean, how? Isn't that exactly what the type of person that would be involved would do?
Yeah, but like, what kind of logic is this?
What do you mean, what kind of logic? The same logic that you're employing. I just asked, don't you think we should look at people that are throwing the scent off, accusing other people? You said yes, like you. That's what you're doing, correct?
So wait, are you saying I'm accusing Trump of doing that?
I'm saying that you said that anyone that's accusing someone else is someone that we should look at with suspicion. Do you admit that you're accusing other people?
No, I'm saying that people that, of course, I'd be adamant, passionate about something like this. Why would I?
Well, wait. Are you accusing other people?
Are we comparing this to Trump, though?
I'm asking you if you're accusing other people.
Yeah.
And did you not say that those accusing others are people we should be looking at with skepticism?
Like in Congress and stuff, sure.
Why? So it has to just be a congressperson? Trump wasn't in Congress ever.
Was Trump not best friends with Epstein as per Epstein's
I
own
don't know.
account?
Maybe
Like,
you
this
were.
this is a false analogy.
It's not a false analogy. We don't know
Did that,
anything about you.
wait. Given the interviews that were given to Epstein, did Epstein himself not say that him and Trump were best friends for years?
It doesn't matter. What's your name? Maybe
It doesn't matter. Wait. How does that not matter?
because it doesn't take away from the accusation towards you.
If you were best friends with,
I notice how you're completely ignoring what I'm saying.
because it's irrelevant. It has nothing to do
But
with
it's not
me.
irrelevant. How do we know that you weren't best friends with Epstein?
Well, did Epstein say I was best friends with him?
What's your real name?
Alex.
Last name?
Hahn.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to look through. I think I saw something in those files that released an hour ago about co-conspirators. It's in my notes somewhere.
Yeah, it won't be in there. So, like, what's your point?
How do you
This is a
know?
terrible point.
The
What
point
are you
is,
talking about?
what we saw, for example, one of the files that we saw that Democrats released saying, quote from Epstein, the dog that isn't barking is Trump. He sat in a room with redacted. Now, the Democrats and probably you ran out and were like, this is it. Smoking gun proof. I bet you did, didn't you? When you saw the Democrats release that, I bet you did. Like every Democrat, you jumped on it, was like, aha, this is proof. Trump was with the victims. Here it is. Didn't you say
No.
that? Didn't you believe that?
No, even though they fall under confirmation bias. No.
I bet you're full of shit.
No, I really am not.
So when that came out, you were like, wait a minute, this sounds like bullshit.
I'm skeptical of anything that's released by the
I'm
government.
just saying, that's what you said when that came out.
What?
When it came out, all of a sudden we had what Democrats were basically saying was a smoking gun that they released. Someone like you that draws all these connections and for months looking at all this. You just had no opinion on that.
No, I wanted to look into it, but I wasn't like.
Did you look into it?
Passionate either way.
Did you look into it?
Yeah,
And what'd you find?
I was skeptical of it.
I'm asking you what you found. You looked into it, so what did you find? You were skeptical initially, then you looked in, and what did it show?
And we're talking about the smoking gun in regards to Epstein.
Yes, we're talking about the file that Democrats released here about a month or so ago that
I
said the
believe
dog
I
that...
believe that there was some credence to some of the emails, and there was some that
No.
I
I'm
didn't
asking
believe.
about the specific one that they released. The Democrats were saying, this is proof. And you had all these people saying, oh, wow, this is really bad for Trump. And it started off saying, Epstein saying, the dog that isn't barking is Trump. He was in the room with redacted for a long time, one of the victims. What did you say
Honestly,
about that email?
I genuinely don't even know which email you're referring to.
So I just want to be clear. Pretty much the most prominent email that's been put forth that mentioned Trump and Epstein, you have no clue.
I probably wrote it off mentally because it's probably irrelevant to my.
Why would it be irrelevant?
Because I don't.
You didn't
find
think
to
it was
be a
relevant
good
that
piece of
Epstein
information.
is saying that it's suspicious that Trump was with one of the victims for a long time in a room? That wasn't relevant to you.
I find that there's way more evidence to be found in other places. Yeah.
So just, okay, so Epstein's emails don't count. That's not relevant evidence. Okay, where's the evidence
No,
you have connected?
I mean, no. Listen, I mean, if like Trump was around women all the time, so I don't find that to be very insane statement. But I do believe, like, it's not like I didn't believe.
I don't believe you. I think
Epstein's
you're full of
emails.
shit. I think you're full of shit's what I think.
Why?
I think a good faith broker would say, yeah, I saw that, right? And what happened was, once we saw
I
the
haven't
full
even
context,
cited this
what
email
happened
one
was,
time,
once
though.
we saw the full context, it goes against your preconceived notion. So now you're pretending that you never saw it. That's what you're
No,
doing.
genuinely, I'm not even joking. I really didn't. Like,
Well, then you're then I don't know
disregarded
why
it
I'm
mentally
talking to
'cause it
someone
was
that doesn't know the bare minimum about the case.
You clearly don't either. I just cited.
I
a
knew
lot of stuff
that.
you didn't know.
I knew that.
Well, was it relevant to my case? No.
Yes,
So why
it
does
was
matter?
absolutely, it was
You just said
dispositive
it-
of your
you just
case.
said it was
It was
debunked.
dispositive. It seemed to suggest the opposite of what you were claiming. It
Exactly.
suggested
So why
that
would I-
Epstein
why would I
is
include that in my
skeptical,
evidence?
that he's thinking, who could be cooperating with the FBI to bring me down? You know who it could be? Trump, because he's been suspiciously quiet. And he was with, and then the name that was redacted was Virginia Giuffre. And Virginia Giuffre said Trump was the guy that tried to help me out. So yes, the narrative that was put forth was, this shows Epstein knew that Trump was with victims and blah, blah, blah. This is Epstein saying, I think Trump might be cooperating with the FBI to take me down. That's what the logical reading of this was. Now, that doesn't confirm to your narrative. So you just conveniently are like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I genuinely didn't know about. Like I must have forgotten or something.
I
genuinely
bet.
didn't remember.
Yes.
No,
that
I swear,
inconvenient
that's pretty
evidence
dope
that
if you
goes
say I
against
bet.
your preconceived notions. Easy to forget.
No, I really don't recall it. I must have disregarded it because it's irrelevant to my case.
It's because it goes to show the opposite of your case. So you've
No,
disregarded.
I could probably make the best case for him not being it and him being it since I know the most amount of evidence. I don't think one
Well, you
email changes the
don't.
whole
You
thing.
didn't know that key piece.
That doesn't change anything though. One email saying that doesn't change the world. Like that.
Okay,
really
so then tell me that. So there's an email of Epstein saying, I'm friends with Trump.
No, it's an interview. That's live.
It's an interview. Okay, an interview with the. What year was this interview?
Yeah, I don't know. It's by someone with the last name of Wolf.
Okay, someone with the last name of Wolf did an interview with Epstein where he said I'm best friends.
Yeah, they were great friends, closest friends.
Okay, when was this? Okay, got it. When was this interview?
I'd say like 2015-ish.
Now, was this the same Wolf? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was this the operative that was desperate, that was working with Epstein trying to take Trump down?
Yeah.
So a Democratic operative is sitting down with Jeffrey Epstein and coming up with ways to smear Donald Trump, and that's your evidence.
No, they were friends by pictures, by proxy, by being
okay. When were they friends?
Years. There's a million reasons. Well, do what?
When were they friends?
Logs?
When were they friends?
They were friends all the way up till they're falling out, quote unquote. That never really happened.
When was the falling out?
I think it was over a real estate dispute. I'd have to go to my notes. Oh, just a correction. I just saw this in my notes as well. Trump did not kick Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for being inappropriate with someone. He kicked him out, per his own words, because he was stealing his help.
Okay.
AKA for his own personal we can make assumptions from that, but
you can make assumptions if you want to be a bad faith sack of shit. You can make assumptions. That's true.
Overwhelmingly of which, per Trump's own words, was young girls in his spa.
Gotcha.
Weird.
Little weird. So far you have nothing. Now we have the words. Now we have the words of Michael Wolf. Let's read a little about Wolf. Let's see how much you knew about him. Emails released by the House Oversight Committee in November 2025 show correspondence between Wolf and Epstein from 2015 to 2019. In these exchanges, Wolf appears to discuss Epstein's relationship with Trump, and in some cases offers advice on how Epstein could respond to media questions about Trump, suggesting ways to use the connection for leverage and PR. Huh.
Yeah.
So a Democratic media operative that wanted to bring Trump down actively worked with a sexual predator saying, here's the best way for you to have leverage and PR to help your case by going after Trump. And that's where you're getting your evidence.
This would be the same argument a Democrat would use in terms of using the government saying, oh, wait, you're just a conspiracy theorist in regards to your Hunter Biden case.
No, it's not the same.
Exact same thing.
It's not the same.
They would cite a committee, and
this is the exact argument. Well, that's fair. You're making the exact argument that someone who assaulted children on Epstein Island would do. So you're making the same argument. Just saying. No. We could draw conclusions. That's all I'm saying. We could draw conclusions. Right? No, it's not the same argument. What I'm saying is you have nebulous shit. Right? You're like, wow, Michael Wolf in an interview with Epstein said, Trump's my friend. I say when? I don't know when. And I'm like, the same Michael Wolf that was that was anti-Trump and was instructing Epstein on how to say shit to try to take Trump down to help himself.
So
that's the same argument Democrats would make. What the fuck are you talking about?
Let's poke around with the friendship thing. Let's just attack the argument.
When were they allegedly friends? When were they allegedly friends?
They were friends for 10 to 15 years.
When did it stop?
I'd have to find it through my notes. Like the exact moment, the exact time, as if that's relevant. If they were friends, it doesn't matter.
That's not true. If they were friends in 1984, is it relevant to in 2008 when he was convicted?
Well, it took him that long to get convicted, but let's be real, there was probably criminal activity.
A lot of maybes, probablys, etc.
Okay,
very
so
scant
he committed
proof.
The crime exactly in 2008 and got convicted.
No, what I'm suggesting is,
you're right.
Let's assume that do you think everyone that knew Epstein knew he was committing these crimes?
I'd say a vast majority, yeah.
How do you know that?
I would just say by his actions, his words, the birthday letters that were sent to his house, including Trump's, that were weird as hell.
We don't even have proof that the birthday letter was real. And even
Well,
if it
do we have
was,
proof that do we have
even if it
exact
was,
proof
it doesn't
that the
prove
claims, wait. Do we have exact proof that the claims in Ashley Biden's diary are real? No.
Yes.
But do I believe them? Yes.
No, that's not true. Ashley Biden confirmed that the diary was hers. She would have
confirmed the diary
said,
was
but that
real, but
one
did she-
passage wasn't
Did
mine.
she confirm the
if it was.
statement?
What's that?
Did she confirm the statement was real?
So your argument is her confirming
No,
the
no.
diaries.
I'm just saying. Has anyone said that the birthday letters
Have
were
we
fake?
confirmed that you haven't assaulted children on Epstein Island? A yes or no?
What?
Have we confirmed that you didn't assault children on Epstein Island? A yes or a no?
Well, do they have a?
I said no,
with my
don't.
signature
Now,
on
why
it?
are you equivocating? You're starting to sound
In
like
which
someone who
I
assaulted
never-
children. Have
No,
we
did I
confirmed
write a
that you
letter
haven't?
to the
Have
island?
we
Did I write
confirmed
the-
that you haven't
No.
assaulted children on Epstein
This is
Island?
another
Yes or
terrible
no?
Analogy. This is
Have we
terrible.
confirmed that you haven't assaulted children on Epstein Island? Yes or no?
This is terrible. This is bad.
Right,
This
just
looks
like
bad
it's
for you.
terrible to say that when Ashley Biden saw the documents that were being released from her diary, then confirmed in court that it was her diary, you refused to accept it because you're like, she didn't
No, I
specifically
did.
say
Actually, I actually
every
did believe it.
single sentence was one that she had written. That's laughable.
No, I actually believe the diary.
Okay, then your
Makes me
point is,
consistent. Makes me consistent.
it doesn't make you consistent. On one, we
It
have
does.
someone saying, I didn't write that, and the other, we have someone saying, I did.
Well, of course, Trump would say he didn't write it. They'd have
Okay, then
everything
how is
released.
it like Ashley Biden's diary in any way, shape, or form?
Did she say she wrote that statement?
She said she wrote the diary. She saw the comments that were public from the diary. She never once said, I didn't write that. Trump did say, I didn't do that with the card. Completely different stories.
Well, I'll retract my statement then. I'll admit I was wrong, if that's true. Unlike you, who
Okay,
hasn't admitted
great.
you were wrong
I'm
about
glad
anything.
you have staunch research on these fucking matters. Okay, and
All right, so let's keep going.
okay, when was he friends with Epstein?
We're gonna backtrack now that we're done gish galloping about everything.
It's
or
not
talking about
gish gallop.
everything.
I mean,
We're gonna
again,
talk
you
about-
sound
wait.
like a lefty.
We're
That's
gonna
what you
talk
sound like. You
about
sound like a
what
lefty.
I said. Trump and Epstein, were they friends? All right. Did Trump and Epstein date the same women? Yes or no?
I don't know.
Yes, they did. Okay.
Okay.
So you're not educated
Who?
on that.
Give me
They
the name
went
of
on-
the woman.
Wait, did they go on double dates together?
No, wait. See how what you want to do here? You say something, then I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. You're like, I don't want to
You
talk
want to
about
go
it.
down this little
What was the name of the woman that they dated
Dude,
together?
Let's recap for the audience.
You make
here.
a claim, you'll
I-
prove the
wait.
claim.
I did not come into this as a Jeffrey Epstein debate. I've made these notes months ago. These are general notes. It's 1 o'clock.
Then why
in
am
the
I
morning,
talking to
and
you
he's
about the
asking me
Epstein
to go
case?
through everything in the world like Destiny would.
You make a claim,
Go down
back
the
it up.
little minute word, and then
You
cite
made
the
a
source,
claim,
and then
back
by the
it up.
year and the book.
Why am I talking to you if you're just making claims and won't back it up?
Okay, let's look it up then. I'll look it up myself. Good
Okay,
Lord.
what was the name of the woman that both Trump and Epstein dated? I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just asking because you're some anonymous guy online. You could say anything. You made a claim.
Well, you can
let's-
fact check me. It'd be a lot easier.
I'm
than the
going to
computer. I'm
allow
not.
you to fact check yourself. You tell me who the same woman was that they dated.
Well, give me a minute.
Why wouldn't you put it in your notes?
Because it's still it's for my case. It's not for the woman themselves. Like the woman's
What are you
name's
talking
irrelevant to
about?
me.
So you
Like,
didn't
as
put
long
the
as
name
the
of the woman
woman's
that would
real.
prove it?
Huh?
You didn't put the name of the woman that would prove it?
No, because I would assume that you just fact check it.
You're assuming an awful lot.
Well, I assume you have integrity, right? I think you're a good debater, and you have good integrity.
How's it taking you longer than it is me?
Because I'm on a phone and it's overheated.
Selena Middlefort,
Sure.
early to mid 90s.
Wasn't wrong, was I? That's all that matters. That gives me integrity. All the things
It doesn't
I'm putting
give
on
you
here
it
aren't
doesn't
wrong.
give you integrity. You made
It
a
does.
claim. I just asked you to back it up. You might as well have said like, "Well, Trump wears Gucci." See? And I'm like, "Okay." Okay, so now your connection is Epstein dated a woman in the early 90s who then dated Trump in 98. And that somehow proves
They went on double dates together, Trump and Epstein.
Okay,
Per
when?
pictures.
When?
For pictures.
When?
I don't know the exact date. I didn't put
Does
the
that
exact
not
date.
matter?
It does matter.
Right. So then do you have any idea? Was it 2015? Was it
It wasn't
1994?
It was early 2000s, if I had to guess. Maybe
Early
late 90s.
2000s. Okay.
Just look it up. Just put double dates Trump. I'm sure you'll find pictures of it. I have no idea.
Okay. And your argument
I'm just
is
telling you my evidence for them being good friends. This is irrelevant to everything else you're saying. I don't know why we're doing this.
no.
Like,
What you're saying is you're saying shit. Your claim is that they were good friends well into after Epstein was convicted.
No, I'm saying that being a good friend with someone, it doesn't have to be after he was convicted. He committed the crime prior to conviction, to be fair.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the people that were around him knew he committed a crime.
Well, if you're best friends with somebody, it's kind of like it's the proxy alone suggests that you might have some knowledge that most people wouldn't have.
That's absolute bullshit.
That's
it might be
crazy.
true
What
that
the
you would
heck?
say your chance of knowing
If I s-
something
Would your
untoward
mom
about
not
a person
have more
increases
knowledge?
if you know the person. If you don't, there is no evidence that implies that you predominantly would know that. For example, would you say that Dennis Rader, the BTK killer, that there was a better chance that someone that knew him knew what he was up to than someone who didn't?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think that means that his wife, his children, his friends, his coworkers, the people that went to his church knew that he was the BTK killer?
No, but I think they'd have more
Right.
evidence.
Of
It's just my
course,
whole
just
point.
like saying if you know someone, I suppose you could say, like, for example, I could say this. I think that you maybe assaulted children on Epstein's Island. Someone would say, how would you think about this? I'd say, well, wouldn't you say it's more likely that someone that's alive today knew more about Epstein's crimes in real time than someone that was alive in the 1700s? Yeah, I suppose that's true. Well, there you go. You see?
I mean, I still think this is just in regards to his relationship. I don't know why this is.
I mean, I did a
It's part
simple
of the
AI
evidence,
search,
is my
which,
point.
to be fair, connected this Selena Middlefart lady. It says no credible evidence Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein ever went on double dates together.
That's per eyewitness testimony, and I'd have to cite the source later.
So you
I do think there's sufficient evidence for that. I just have
okay?
to find
Let's
it, or I
so
wouldn't have
find
put
that
it.
evidence. That's fair. Find that evidence.
I'm not gonna find it right now. It's
Okay.
not like I'm
Then I
lying
guess
either.
conversation over.
Okay, we can. Okay, let's just disregard it
Conversation
then.
over. If you're going to make claims that you can't back up with evidence and simple searches are incapable of finding, not
I
that
don't
even if
have a
any of these
computer
claims
in
were
front of
true,
me.
would it
It's
mean
1:30.
anything?
My
It
phone's overheated. We've
it
been
would
on the
not
phone
mean
forever. You guys
anything.
been sitting here acting
It
like
would
I
not
haven't.
mean anything, even if these specific claims were true. It would not mean anything, and yet you're
Okay, wait,
incapable
wait,
of
wait.
providing even these proof of these
Epstein
claims.
had 14 numbers for Trump, more than any person in his black book. Is that
From-
relevant in any way?
From when?
What do you mean? That's his entire
From
black
when?
book.
From when?
He didn't
When did he
delete
have the
the name of
numbers?
Trump.
Did he have his number in like when he got a new phone in 2014, or did he have numbers back when they were at the same parties in the early 90s?
He's had it in his black book permanently, and then like he scrubbed out Trump's name.
Okay, when did he get those numbers? In the early 90s or like 2007, 2008?
I'm not sure exactly when he got
Okay,
those numbers.
you don't understand that there would be a difference here?
I'm sure that'd be a difference.
So,
if
I
you're
mean,
given a
it
lot-
seems to me,
Wait,
all you're
I'm
doing,
citing a
all
lot
you're
of
doing,
evidence in fa-
it's
wait, wait, wait,
amazing.
wait,
Like,
wait,
I
wait,
thought
wait.
you were going to have, you were like, I got to get my notes. All this is bullshit I've heard
This
Democrats
is
saying for
general
years.
notes. These are
Did you know
general
this shit
notes.
before you voted for Trump?
Wait. Pause. These are general notes on a whim. This wasn't supposed to be a Jeffrey Epstein debate at 1:30.
Did
Let's
you
keep
know
reminding
these
everybody
things?
that
Did you
before
know these
keep sit
things?
here and act
Did
like
you
I
know
don't
these
have the
things before you?
evidence?
Did
Wait,
you
before
know
sit here
these
and
things
act-
before?
Wait, before you sit here and act like I don't have the evidence.
You don't.
Okay, that's cute. When I actually come back with
don't?
actual notes, when I actually come back with real notes that aren't
You're
on my
not coming
phones
back. This is your
on
chance.
a whim at 1:00 in the morning, I can actually look up the actual facts. But you're just sitting here just nitpicking every little thing.
I'm not
possible.
nitpicking. You're first off, you're saying shit that you can't back up. Second, it is the most benign bullshit we've heard for years. This is the same shit I was hearing
The
in
amount of-
2019.
Okay, but the amount of goodwill and good faith you're giving Trump, given all this stuff, is pure cope. Like it's actually
All
crazy.
it is, all you're doing is
It's
this
crazy.
billionaire knew this other billionaire. Seems suspicious.
They were
That's
best
it.
friends, and he was charged as a child trafficker.
Prove they're best
and he
friends.
lied multiple times.
Prove
He said
they're
it was a
best friends.
Democratic hoax. that
Prove
the
they're
Epstein
best
files
friends.
Never existed.
Prove
It's all
they're
in my
best
head.
friends.
You're right.
And
What?
here's the problem. You'll say something like they're best friends. Let's see proof. Well, they went on double dates. Okay, can you show me that? Well, no. Well, but he had his number. Okay, when? Well, I don't know.
I don't know the exact
And then
stuff right now.
when you make
I
the
told-
claim
I
they're
warned
best
you
friends,
before I started
and I
this,
guess
wasn't
I'll
gonna have
just
the exact details at this.
when you make the claims that they're best friends, and when I interrogate, you're like, oh, why are you like nitpicking all this shit? Because it's your claim. That's why.
Okay. I can, like I told you, I warned you though prior. I said I have general notes. I'll show you them on my phone. I have them. I'll pull them up.
Did
But
you
to
know
be
this
fair,
stuff?
It's 12 o'clock at night.
Did you
I'm not
know
gonna
this?
know all this immediately off the top of my head.
Did you
Well,
know
I'm not
all
gonna
this
have it
stuff
all.
before you voted for Trump?
Yes.
So you intentionally voted for a guy who you believed committed sexual offenses against children with Jeffrey Epstein.
Over policy at preponderance of evidence. Yes.
I think you're an immoral sack of shit.
I did it for policy.
Now, you intentionally voted for someone you believe is a child molester for their policies.
No, I thought that Biden was too, so it didn't really change the picture at all for my vote.
You also think Biden's a child molester.
Yeah.
How about Kamala?
No.
Did you vote for Trump over Kamala?
Yeah, the morality argument, the same one you used.
Wait, but my morality argument isn't that I knowingly voted for a child sex assaulter. You did.
I found it to be likely, yeah.
All right, man. I have nothing more to say to you. I think before you question someone else's integrity, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. That's disgusting.
And then you close the argument with a moral argument. That's cute.
That was your entire argument to me, that you thought I was giving too much moral credence
Here's the
to
difference.
Donald
I care
Trump.
about this. To be fair, my preponderance of evidence with likelihood was way lower then. So it was a coin flip at the time. I didn't know
What
for sure.
evidences came out since that's changed your opinion?
His activity, his behavior regarding Epstein and general. What do you mean? His behavior is like, let's just say Trump was my girlfriend. If he acted that way, in terms of if I asked her if she was cheating on me, I would 100% think she was cheating on me. Like, let's be honest here.
There's all sorts of reasons that he could have done this without him personally diddling kids. You believe that you had the evidence that the preponderance of evidence was. You believe you had the evidence that the preponderance of evidence was before you voted for him. He was doing that, and you still chose to vote for him.
To be fair, I said I didn't know for sure. I thought it was a possibility. So yeah.
So then all of this evidence that you presented me here since is all bullshit. You heard all this evidence before and didn't think that the preponderance of evidence spoke to Trump doing this.
I think it's grown. I think the evidence has grown drastically.
It hasn't grown. The evidence you're giving here hasn't grown.
His actions alone.
No, that's just something independent. So then what you're what you're saying then, this evidence hasn't changed. So you're telling me this evidence changed that you're citing now?
If someone was to act guilty in the situation, how would they act? Exactly like Trump.
Exactly like you. That's how they would act.
Come on. See, now you're just saying being goofy.
Same thing. What if someone was acting like they were told that this was going to destroy the fucking country because intel agents were involved? Would they act like they are now? What if they were told, Trump, you didn't do anything. There's nothing here. There's nothing in the files. But Democrats are going to selectively release shit so that rubes like this dumb fuck that calls into Rob's channel will think that you molested kids. Is this how Trump would act in that case?
I don't know. You're just acting like
a child.
Yes,
I think it is how he would act. Yes.
You're acting like a child.
I'm not acting like a child.
And let's be real. Let's look at the Prince of England and the way he acted. He acts exactly the same as Trump would have. Or has acted. I mean, they all act the same. They all act guilty.
I don't think they've acted the same. Was Trump acting guilty in 2020?
What do you mean?
Was he acting guilty about Epstein shit in 2020?
I don't remember.
How about 2021?
I don't remember.
How about 2022?
I don't remember.
How about 2023?
Every single minute detail.
But you voted for the guy.
Yeah, I voted for him.
Even though the preponderance of evidence, according to you, was that he molested children.
I said
because of policy.
I wouldn't say preponderance of evidence. I'd say it was a 50-50 coin flip.
So
I wasn't
a 50-50 chance you voted for a child molester.
Well, wait, let's flip it on its head. If I think that if I think it's to save the world, like save the country, then I think it's justified.
So even 100%, if you knew 100% Trump did it, you would still
So wait, I have a question for you. Wait, I have a question for you.
You answer mine, then I'll answer yours.
Okay, what was your question?
So even if you 100% knew that Trump did it, you would have voted for him because of immigration.
I'd have to consider it.
What do you mean consider?
probably
You're the
wouldn't.
one making these judgments.
I probably just wouldn't vote in general, to be honest with you.
Okay, so what percentage would you have to be convinced that Trump diddled kids before you wouldn't vote for him? 50% you were fine voting for him.
Confident enough to put a bet on it. How about that?
Wait, what do you mean confident enough? If you would put a bet on that he did it, then you wouldn't vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's that? 60%, 70%, 80%?
Sure. I'd say my odds are probably pretty strong with 70. Sure, if you want to
70.
be really
And
arbitrary.
what percent were you convinced that he diddled kids before you voted for him? 50?
Probably 50 or 45.
So you
50.
took a 50% chance of voting for what a child
Okay,
was.
but wait. Now it's my turn to ask the question. If it was between saving the country in terms of policy or voting the most immoral man alive into office, but he would do everything that your policies, every one of your policies possible, not the most immoral man alive, but equivalent to Trump, would you vote for him?
I would never vote for a person that I knew molested a child.
Okay,
I'm
but
not
I'm
like
not
you.
saying that he
I'm not
molested
like you.
himself.
I'm not like you. I'm not like you. I'm not
You don't
someone that
even
would
know- wait,
support
pause.
someone who I
Pause.
believe victimized children. That's
Wait,
you
pause.
who wants to
Before-
criticize me
No,
based
no,
on
no,
my
no,
moral.
no, no, no,
That's
no, no.
you, not me.
Pause. I said that he could be complicit in covering it up, and
You
or
just said there's
the
a
activity
50%
itself.
chance when you voted for him that he had molested kids, and you
Yeah,
still were okay
I
voting for him.
misspoke in that sense. I've said this prior in this argument. I misspoke in that sense. It's 1:00 in the morning. I can misspeak.
You didn't misspeak. You doubled down. You said it like 3 times. Okay,
I
then
thought,
I'll ask you again.
my
Since you
entire argument this entire time, though, you can't pretend like my entire
Well,
argument.
okay,
this
so you
entire time was
misspoke. So
not
what percent chance
the
when you knew
complicit
all the evidence
in
that you're citing
cover-up
now,
and
all the
or
evidence you're
complicit in the
citing now,
activity.
that means that Trump's most likely guilty, which you're admitting you knew of that evidence going into the 2024 election. Given that evidence that you're saying now has convinced you, what percentage chance did you think that Trump molested children?
At that time,
Yeah.
I'd say like 35.
Now, so we've gone from majoritarily yes to now down to
Complicit in
50%. Now we're
cover-up,
down to 35.
50.
We're making progress. We're making progress, ladies and gentlemen.
No, see,
We're
this is
doing
just
it.
petty
We're
and stupid.
the number's dropping. By the end of the debate, he'll be 5%.
Okay, but
you know,
wait,
5%.
are we gonna wait?
What I'm saying.
Wait. Are we not gonna acknowledge that I've been saying the whole time? Like I've been pretty consistent in saying that I would think he's a complicit in a cover up.
No,
at
that's
minimum.
not. That's not.
At minimum, though.
That's
Just
not what
because
you've
you
done.
threw in that
That's
word at the
not.
very
That's
end.
not what you've done. You might have said at minimum, but you spent
I've
an
been saying that
awful.
the whole
You've
time,
spent an
though.
awful lot of time talking about how Trump's connections to Epstein means that he must have done something on
Well,
that
he
island.
knew something about it because he was best friends with Epstein.
No.
my
That's
point,
not
bro.
what you were suggesting. You
I've
weren't
been
suggesting
suggesting
that he
either
just knew
or the whole time, either or the whole time, either or, and either or it makes him a terrible human, which is my whole
No,
point.
what are you talking about? So your argument is Trump knew at the time that Epstein was molesting kids and said nothing.
Either or, yeah.
Okay,
That's been
show
my
me
whole
the
argument.
proof
It's
that
not
he
like
knew.
It's not like you didn't hear that the whole time.
No,
You can
that's no.
rewind
What
the
I
clip,
heard the
go to
whole
very
time.
beginning of
What
the
I
debate.
heard
I've been saying
what
that
I
this
heard the
whole
whole time was what I heard the whole time was you implying that Trump did something untoward on that island.
Yeah, I think that's plausible now too. Yeah.
You think that's probable?
Yeah.
Given what
Probable
evidence?
if you include either or.
I don't even understand what that means.
Okay, so wait. So either he covered it up and was complicit, or he did the activity.
Okay, forget about he covered it up.
The preponderance of evidence.
Forget about he covered it up. Forget about he covered it up. What percent do you think it is that he did this?
Like committed activities.
Yes.
Given the current evidence in his behavior, I'd say good over 50, easy 60,
okay, over 50 now.
70.
Before the election, it's 70 now. Before the election, you voted for him. What was it?
Like I said, 35.
Okay. But before the election, what percentage was it that he covered it up that you believed?
At least, let's say 50, like I said.
So you knew
you
that this
combine both
guy,
factors,
you thought there
50.
was a better than not chance that this guy specifically knew that Jeffrey Epstein was molesting children and helped him cover it up.
Given his connection to Epstein, his activities with Epstein, his long-term relationship with Epstein, given all the evidence I've cited prior, and I don't have on a specific minute detail at this current moment at 1:41 in the morning. Yes.
And you voted for him.
Yeah.
All right, man. You're an immoral sack of shit.
All right, buddy.
Any
keep
last
coping.
words?
Yeah, keep coping.
How is this me coping? You're admitting you
You're
voted
just
for a
calling
guy
me
you
names.
assumed
You're
was
not
covering up
addressing anything. and you're
because
saying I'm a
your
bad
entire
person.
argument to me was that, like, I refused to call Trump out for his immorality, right? And now you're saying I think the guy's either a child molester or actively covered up, and I voted for him.
In order
Knowing
for
that.
the greater good of the country, and I didn't say it was
That
most
is not the
probable at
greater
time.
good.
I said it was an either-or situation. Yes.
Did Kamala do this?
No.
Okay, so then it's
Are
not
her
either
policies
or.
going to destroy
You saying
the
how bad
country at
Biden
a
is
fair-
irrelevant.
Wait, are her policies going to destroy the country at a far faster rate? Yes.
So you're willing to
So
actively
which
vote
one
for a
causes
human
worse
being?
suffering?
I
Which one
just want to
causes
be
more
clear.
suffering?
So would you vote for someone you 100% knew was a child molester if their policies were better than the other person's?
No, I'd want them home.
So you wouldn't vote for them?
No, if it was a 30% chance of them being one, like there's no proof of it, but there's evidence, then no, it'd be more up in the air as I've already
Okay, but
said.
you thought it was a better than not chance he either molested a child or actively knew that Epstein was and helped him cover it up.
Now, yes, then no. It was a
You
coin
said
flip
then you thought it was over 50%.
No, I said then I thought it was
All right,
over.
man. See
No.
ya. I'm done fucking with this bullshit. Yes, that is what you said, you stupid fucker. You said 35% chance that he actually did it, but 50% or more that he covered it up when you voted for him. All right, anyways, I'm glad we got that in. Did I miss any super chats? I owe a spin. Call me GL says Epstein video is apparently from QAnon. Christopher Scott, $5 says robnoerr. Thank you, man. Shoreline Skirt, $5. Release the notes. Octavian, $2. My dog ate my notes, bro. Octavian, $2 more. Are the notes in the room with us? And Will Manual, $50. 50 whatevers. Thank you. Some never get tired of drinking the Epstein Trumptini and juice. Merry Christmas. Did Rob vote in the Zionist game selection election? Trump? I did. Who did you vote for? No one? Then we don't want to hear your complaints. All right. I owe a whip wheel spin.
Yeah.
Oh, how fitting. Whee!
Fantastic.
All right.
Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. We don't wanna go to war today, but the Lord of the Lash says nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, where there's a whip, where there's a whip, oh yes, white. Left, right, left, right, left. Where there's a whip, there's a way. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night, night and more. For we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war.
We did it. We did it. What am I doing here? All right. All right.
Hitting
If there's no
buttons.
more donos, we did it. We talked to the
No, you
J-Spur.
gotta start the timer.
No timer. We'll
What do you
just, if
mean no
someone
timer?
donates before the time we leave, then so be it.
No,
But we talked to the J-Spur. I was going to end at like midnight, so we went an hour with that. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Look, I actually thought, like, I was intrigued when he said new evidence broke an hour ago. That I'm willing, like, I'm obviously willing to hear anything, but it's just the same old shit. Well, don't you think it's suspicious that Trump knew Epstein? Yeah. It's shit that we've all known forever, you know? I don't know. Show me something a little more than that.
So you're gonna deprive us of the Christmas spirit by not putting
Yes.
the timer up?
Yes, that's exactly. And I'm
Okay.
willing to listen to sort of like, well, Trump was pounding around with this dude after his convictions. That's better evidence. But just like, well, in the early 90s, Epstein dated this woman and then 6 years later she dated Trump. Okay?
Yeah, I always stick with this one argument and everybody hates me. It's the same, it's an argument you gave once, and I kind of just die on the hill. I'm just like, what does a taut toucher have to do with being a president? Like, what do the two have to do? Like, with
Well,
one
I think
another?
that like if there's certainly a chance that someone said, am I 100% Trump? No, but I'm not 100% that anyone hasn't done that, right? I'm saying that I haven't seen evidence to suggest that by Trump. I'm open to seeing evidence, and I'm certainly open to seeing evidence that he's actively covering up. And I've said this over and over again. If he is intentionally covering up, if he has been presented with evidence, if the FBI came to him and said, here is evidence of these crimes, that this particular person and this particular, and we're ready to act on it, and we're going to throw him in jail, and Trump's like, crumple that up, burn it, never leave this, see the light of day. Fuck that guy, impeach him, throw his ass in jail. But I don't see that. Right? I don't see anything
exactly.
close to that. I don't. Right? If I thought that there was a better than not chance that that's what Trump was doing in 2024, he was friends with Epstein and knew this stuff was going on and actively covered up to help his friend Epstein, I would have never voted for him. Right? If I thought there was an even 50% chance that that was going on. I don't know. But, Christopher Scott. Says, is
Christopher
that
Scott!
avarice? Yes. So, all right. Well, it was fun. I'm glad I got to argue with someone, though. I wish that it did a little better. But, like, and then, like, well, you're nitpicking. It's like, I mean, dude, you're the one that's like, I have evidence that I think Trump did this. It's like, well, let's look into it. I mean, come on, man. Why am I, this wasn't the intended purpose of the call. What the fuck are you talking about?
I think a funny part. I don't think a lot of people that they don't get the opportunity to see you after. Courtney will know well, but it's like you'll hang on to. You're more angry about him not having the evidence, and this will ride you all night. Like you'll just be talking on like, why would he say this? Like, it doesn't make any sense. There was no new evidence, and I would have given it. I would have just been more gracious here all night. And this is gonna be your statement.
Wow. All right, but
Yeah, it looks like the donos are not coming in. I've tried to trickle it out.
So, okay. Well, everyone, thanks for
What
being
was
here
the
tonight.
percentage tonight?
Almost at 300%.
Almost a
Pretty good.
300.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I could do this. This is what pissed the guy off. You're right, whoever you are that's worried about this is the only issue that ever matters, and my entire show should be in perpetuity, me talking about Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. So if what you could do is replay this 1 minute over and over again, you can see me say Trump's really bad for how he's handling the Epstein thing, and we should criticize him with every waking breath that we ever have. Don't worry about feeding your family. Don't worry about supporting them. Don't worry about taking care of yourself whatsoever. All that matters is Trump Epstein. So you join me in saying Trump Epstein, Trump Epstein, Trump Epstein, Trump Epstein, Trump Epstein, Trump Epstein, Trump Epstein. There you go. That's 55 seconds. The minute will be complete here soon. Please put that in replay for the rest of the show. Thank you. Which is kind of even funnier, the fact that he was pissed about that when it's, oh shit. He was pissed about that.
You didn't play that earlier.
But listen, right? Like he was pissed about that, but then his whole point's like, well, I think policy is more important. Then like, I don't understand when I'm like, Trump's the fucking worst with the way he handled this. But what do you want me to just sit here and talk about it every day? And he's like, yes, that is what I want. And I'm like, but if you believe this, why'd you vote for Trump? Because of policy. Okay, why also talk about policy? No, you have to talk about Trump Epstein. Look at this maniac. Shoreline skirt, $100. Dark blues. Thank you, Shoreline skirt. Oh, goodness gracious. You like this one, though.
I do. I think Shoreline Skirt is a Avers fan because he always is in favor
He's always
of the
picking
things I
ones you
like.
like. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, here we go.
Well, there's a whip, there's a way. Well, there's a whip, there's a way. We don't wanna go to war today, but the Lord of the land says nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day, all day, all day. Well, there's a whip, well, there's a whip, there's a way. Well, there's a whip, there's a way, left, right, left. There's a way, left, right, left. There's a way, left, right. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more, for we are the slaves of the dark Lord's war.
Look at that. We did it. Wow. Anyways, people left early. See, that's what happens if you leave early, like during Whipstone, then someone calls in and gets fucking. Now, having said all this, maybe I'll look at these files tomorrow and be like, holy shit, Trump did that shit.
You know, that just lead to more clicks for the clips for Black Elk.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. If I see evidence, I'll be fucking straight up with it. I will. I don't know where to go from. Well, Trump doesn't seem suspicious of Trump. It's the same with the Israel thing. I don't disclose, like, it absolutely could be that Israel was involved with this. Like, I'm fine with that. I just don't see anything near enough saying, like, yeah, they were. Like, I don't know, you know? Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen here. Whip songs always at the end. That's right. What do we get then? We made it to 300. We're almost to 400%. Just saying. Now wait. What's EOD always tells me to try to get to 1375. That's always the number EOD's always telling me to. But I don't think we're gonna get there tonight.
No,
That's okay. That's okay. What's your plan? If I don't see you, Evers, what's your Christmas plan? You going to visit family.
Oh,
Just
you
singing.
won't see me Christmas. I'll probably call you most likely.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'll be streaming between now and then. I'm gonna try tomorrow night.
outside of the Christmas call you'll be getting. Yeah, I'm going to go to the in-laws. One of the in-laws is close to
Go ahead, I'm listening. I'm trying to do math.
I was you do the math. One of the in-laws is close to the to one of my careers in the military, and he still does it with planes today. So
wow!
Him and I always like we avoid all politics because like, there's a big No King's Day flag at his house. So we avoid all that, but we just talk aircraft like the whole time, which is nice. So because I'm an autist, so.
Has Riddick been to anyone's house outside of being home since you've been back from the hospital?
No, outside the doctor, this will be the first.
Yeah, dude. I remember. I was like pins and needles, like, because like in your home environment, you got it contained. You're like, yeah, But as soon as you're outside that, you're looking at everything. I couldn't believe the little shit I would see even in my house, like. I don't know. We need a new couch. The corner on that couch looks a little hard. It's got a little bit of wood in the corner. Let's get something where there's fuzzy.
Yeah, luckily these people are extremely wealthy, so the house is really well equipped. So I'm not too concerned about that. I'm more, and plus, like he's so small still. He's just probably going to be in the carrier for most of it, right? He can't just run around yet. So that but yeah, so we have that, the family stuff, and then we have. I have to. I'll be honest. I have to run to the store tomorrow and get Christmas gifts still for a couple of those family members I haven't got.
Dude, so I actually tomorrow. You know what? I haven't got anything for my wife yet, so that's really bad. Now I have, but I got something from me, but I promised my son that I will help him pick out a gift. So we're gonna sneak out tomorrow, me and my son. That's why I won't be doing the daytime show because we're gonna do that, and then I think my brother in real life's coming over as well. And so I have to. I'm trying to think of gift ideas for Hankster for his mom. Plus, she's on a big, house got to be immaculate. We got people coming over Christmas Day. So she's like, just get out of my way. So me and Hank will probably go. He loves going to McDonald's. So we'll probably get a Happy Meal and eat in the store and then go to Walmart. And yeah.
See, my wife.
Don't go for a gift for my wife. She's got this. It's free. She don't.
My wife and I, we did the same gift though. So we each got each other wireless headphones for the phone. New ones. So really nice fancy pair. And then we did like a house gift. Instead, we just put our money, or I'm gonna say what we usually do, bought a house gift. We could have bought it whatever, but we call it a house gift. We got a captain's bed to go right here in the office because the family's gonna start flying in and staying, so they have a place to sleep. So yeah.
No, it's a great, I love my in-laws and I love my family. I love this time of year, so I'm very excited for it. But all right, well,
you enjoy it. You have fun.
Yeah,
I'm do the outro.
We'll talk. But I can't guarantee I'll be streaming before.
No, so, I mean, I didn't even think we were. So I thought this was going to be the last day. That was a rant, joking day going on the outro.
Well, that's why I did it today because I was like, I'll do it tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll be able to stream tomorrow night. So.
No, I figured if anything, you just stream as a Christmas. How are you guys doing? But I'll say goodbye to everybody. Hey, thanks for having a great year with us, and thanks for have a happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everybody out there from the Avis family and to all you Norberts and Norians out there, Avis family. We all love you out there, so thank you. Have a great night.
Thanks, Avarice. All right. Well, thank you to Avarice. Thank you to my editor, Black Elk, all of my moderators. I hope everyone that I like that I was airing grievances about know that it was all in good fun. So I hope they all agree. Thank you to everyone who donated. You know who you are. You guys are the best. Thank you to even my conspiracy friend that called in. It was fun to have him call in. So, yeah, it's content. Funny thing is, we probably agree on a lot of stuff, but yeah, it is what it is. So, all right, I will try to be back at 10 p.m. tomorrow. I can make no promises, but we're going to try our best. From all of us here at the Normal America Show, thank you guys so much. And take a moment to think of Charlie Kirk and his family and say a prayer for them. What was taken from us, especially, it has to be hard for his wife and his family on this holiday season. So God bless Charlie and his whole family. God bless you all. And hopefully we'll see you soon tomorrow. As always, have a good one.
Only in America is it possible to say, you know what, I don't like the way the country is going, and to do something about it. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. Stay involved. Trust God and act obediently. Romans 12:2 verse. That God will use all things for good for those who love him. It's bigger than you. I want you to remember that. It is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. You are here to make somebody else's life better, the pursuit of liberty and freedom. You know what gives me strength? The hundreds of thousands of you that say, Charlie, keep going.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God of all.